umpire's just about to hold the ball aloft. He's just checking to see everything go. The siren has gone. This is SEN Spirit and Nigel Reeves.
Ball's thrown up in the middle of the ground. Kemp wins the ruck down straight away, looking there. For Fraser, it comes out to Hill. He gets the handball over there in the direction of his teammate, but he's well wrapped up, and the umpire comes into the middle of the ground and will throw the ball up once again. Kemp once again goes over the top of her half. It comes down there to Aidan Austin, the guy you were talking about earlier, gets the first clearance out of the middle of the ground. Wins the ball once again. It could have been a throw there by Parkinson. The umpire doesn't see it that way. Over there to Brodie Howley. Gets a handball out. The ball's inside 50 now. Leading there is Mulholland for Carey Park. Picks the ball up beautifully and drives the ball on the far wing. Looking there for Jones, and Jones takes the mark. No, it's out on the full. Just over the boundary line here. And Busselton will reload once again. Goes in towards the middle of the ground there. Looking for, is it Cameron? He's well spoilt. Comes over the top is Little. Ball in dispute. Umpire lets the ball go on, but he'll come in once again and throw the ball up about 70 metres out from Busselton's goal. Umpire Surrell had him a few times. Another low southwest guy from down that way from Southerners. It's Verhalf gets in front, wins the ball down. The ball's kicked down there in front of Lawrence. But cutting across in front of him is one of those ex-premiership players in Meadmore. Ball still in dispute. No one can pick it up clean in the middle of the ground. In comes Kemp, the ruckman. Ball umpire lets it go on again, but it'll come in once again and throw the ball up. Right on centre wing, far side of the ground. Ball up once again. Kemp wins the ball down in the direction of his teammate there. In Meadmore, he just chucks the ball onto his boot. Good pick up there by, is it Mears? Mears gets the ball out in the direction his teammate there in Nathan Torrey. Torrey gets a handball over. Had Crichton there if he wanted him. Tries to get around there. It's Bailey Sanford. Puts the ball in the middle of the ground.
That's what we talked about, wasn't it, Weaver? The use of the footy, and he did that very well, did Bailey Stanford, as he turned and found his player in Cameron. Cameron was in good nick last week too. Kicked 6.
Cameron, it's been lively early. He's going to have the first deliberate shot on goal from about 35 metres out, basically directly in front. Doesn't waste any time, does Mitchell Cameron. Comes in now, deliberate shot on goal. Makes the umpire work a little bit. He's just pushed it across the face of goal for a minor score. Opening score to the Bustleton Magpies at home on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. As they register one behind, Carey Park yet to score. Mulholland brings the ball in and finds his skipper in Bell. Still inside defensive 50. Busselton are closed up all these. He goes short once again and finds Gadecki. Terrific young player is Gadecki. Gets onto his trusty left foot, goes down one side of the ground, looking for the ruckman in Verhalf, but over the top. Could have been paid a mark there, but it comes over to O'Brien. Ball's just chucked onto the boot. Over there too, is it Little? No, it's Calvin Lawrence. Lawrence tries to win the ball out, but the umpire will come in once again and throw the ball up. Centre wing once again. Beautiful conditions so far. Verhalf wins the ball down towards O'Brien. It comes over to Lawrence. Could have been done. Throwing the ball, Verhalf just in the way, but it comes over to Little. Little gets the ball out there looking for his teammate in DeLallo. And the umpire comes in. The ball goes out of bounds, still on centre wing. Far side of the ground here at Beauville Park. Early stages of the first quarter. Bustleton 1 point. Carey Park yet to score. Yet to be inside 50. As Verhalf uses his frame, wins the ball down there towards Lawrence. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So still on centre wing, all the play on the far side of the ground. 5 minutes into the first quarter here. Kemp goes over the top, wins the ball down. It comes back to Kemp. Over there towards Verhalf. He loses his feet. The umpire says he didn't have it. And he'll win the relieving kick. So still on centre wing, comes into the middle of the ground. Lawrence drops the mark he should have taken, gets tackled now, gets a handball over, puts his teammate under pressure there in Hedgeland. And the umpire once again Just forward to centre, the Panthers' way, will come in and throw the ball up once again. Verhoef gets in front, wins the ball down, comes over there towards DeLallo. He gets a handball out, but it goes straight to Bustleton. Over there to Bailey Sanford, one of those premiership players from 2015. He looks down the ground, misses his target, comes over to Bell. He gets a handball there to Jamie Mead. And the umpire will come in as it goes out of bounds, about 70 metres out from Bustleton's goal. So all the play played on the far side of the ground, early stages of this first quarter at Beauville Park. Verhoef v Kemp. Verhoef gets in front again and wins the ball down, but it goes straight to Bustleton. Who could have been tackled high there was Bailey Sanford, but the umpire doesn't see it that way and will come in and throw the ball up once again. Doesn't muck around as the ball's thrown up. Kemp wins the ball down, comes over there to Aidan Austin, who's been prominent early. The umpire's seen a free kick, and the free kick will go the way of Mitchell Fraser. The far side of the ground, he brings the ball inside. Oh, it's an average-looking kick, and Rory O'Brien cuts the ball off. He goes into the middle of the ground and finds Harry Jones. He's got players on the far side of the ground. He misses his target there in Reece Payne. He gets a handball out, puts his player under pressure a little bit. Oh. That was Jackson Hill. The handball's cut off. The ball's over the top now. It's just Urquhart and the goals if he gets a favourable bounce, and he does. And the first goal of the game goes to the Busselton Magpies as Urquhart puts it through from the top of the square. Turnover inside forward 50 there. And Urquhart was on the end of that.
Those turnovers hurt you, don't they, Weaver? And the Carey Park, they was trying to open it up through the middle. It didn't. It turned it over, and Urquhart was just pulling out the back. And once it got over the top, he made no mistake about that. It's always a bit nervous, aren't you, where we were running into an open goal like that, which way the ball's going to bounce. But it bounced up nicely for the big fella. And the first score on the board after both sides have been really feeling each other out, haven't they?
Well, I just missed that target coming on this side of the ground, which allowed Bustleton to make that turnover count as Urquhart didn't overcommit. And an easy goal from the top of the goal square. Once again, Verhoef wins the ball down. It goes to there in the way of Lawrence, but the free kick's been paid. I think it's DeLallo in the middle of the ground.
Right, I can get back into it now, Weaver.
We're back.
We had a couple of issues. That's a nice grab down on the back line.
The first forward entry as the ball's brought out on this side of the ground to Tory. He gets some sort of kick down there in the direction of Sanford, who's been prominent early. Comes over to Bowman, his teammate, his premiership teammate from 2015. Beautiful looking kick, and he finds Urquhart still on half forward. He's got players running strong for him. He's got Parkinson, but he goes longer looking there for Crichton. Crichton over the top, could have taken the mark, receives the ball well, gets a handball over there to Cameron. And for the second time in a minute from the top of the goal square, the Bustleton Magpies through their second goal as Mitchell Cameron, who's been prominent early, gets one from 2 metres out. And on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard, the Bustleton Magpies go to 2-1 to Carey Park, yet to score.
And that was strength by Crichton, wasn't it? He just kept his eye on the ball, didn't take the mark, but he just had enough core strength to free up his arms and handball the ball over the top. And Cameron, well, he made no mistake about that because he's about 2 yards out there, Weaver. And Busselton, well, they're playing very well. Carey Park are struggling to get into their forward 50.
Well, they've only been down there once and it come out just as quick as it went in. But two really give me goals from the top of the goal square. Ball back in the middle once again. Favours Verhoef here, who wins the ball down the direction there of Aidan Austin, who's been prominent early. He gets the ball out to Hoffman. He has a couple of bounces through the middle of the ground. Looks short, goes over the top of Urquhart's head, and Mulholland takes a relieving mark. He's going to go down the far side of the ground, asking a lot there for O'Brien, outnumbered 2-1. Bustleton have the numbers, but in come Carey Park and tie up Mitchell Fraser, and the ball once again will be thrown up on the far side of the ground.
Don't forget, we're looking for the Bunbury Mower Service tackle of the day too, Weaver.
As Parkinson's wrapped up, and once again the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So most of the play in the first half of this first quarter has been played on the far side of the ground. It's Verhoef versus Kemp. That's a really good duel so far as Verhoef wins the ball down in the direction of Gadecki. And in the centre of the ground, the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up. Verhoef, Kemp comes over the top. Verhoef wins the ball down towards O'Brien. O'Brien wins the ball back, just chucks it onto his boot. Looking for the big fella there.
That's a nice mark there.
In Lenigan, and Lenigan takes the mark. He drives the ball inside 50. He's got a player loose. Can he take the mark? He's spoilt there. That was Harry Jones, but the umpire said it's a little bit too late. And Harry Jones, not sure of his kicking ability. He's going to have a shot on goal right on the boundary.
Be tight from there if Weaver. But that was a good mark by Lenigan on the outer side, and he's a player that the Panthers are going to look for this afternoon.
So first deliberate shot on goal by Carey Park. 48 metres out. Really tight angle here for Jones. He's been good early. Deliberate shot on goal. It's going to land right at the top of the goal square. A lot of players around there. There's a mark paid.
Mark.
The umpire's paid it. And Carey Park, through the agency there of Brian Hughes, will have a shot on goal.
We're putting that down, Weaver, for CPR Outdoors Mark of the Day contender, because that was strong as he pops it through.
So Brian Hughes, terrific mark in the goal square, surrounded by 10 or 15 players. A really good kick there from Harry Jones to put it to the top of the square. Bustleton will be disappointed with that, not getting the ball to ground. Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. 2 goals won the Bustleton Magpies, and Carey Park with their first goal of the game. 1 goal straight, 6.
Do you reckon Jones was going for goal at the top of the square? Giving him the credit for the top of the square.
If it's a genuine forward to be going for goal, but I think teamwork.
Teamwork. That was a terrific mark, wasn't it? Standing strong in the contest and had a fair bit of attention around him trying to get rid of it. The Panthers needed that because Bustleton had all the play first 10 minutes of this quarter.
So halfway through the opening quarter, you don't normally see the opening 3 goals for both sides from the top of the square. So ball once again back in the middle of the ground. And it's Joshua Fleming goes into the ruck for Bustleton. He wins the ball down. It comes over to Parkinson. Parkinson gets the ball out there to Aiden Austin, who's been good early. He gets a handball there to Fraser. Fraser goes short, and he finds Dylan Patterson. Patterson wheels down onto his left foot. He's got players there. Probably should have taken the mark was Cameron, the early goal kicker. Handball comes out now and over to O'Brien. O'Brien gets a handball out to Little, to Richie. Richie brings the ball down there, looking a terrific bounce there. But Jones, who was a contributor to the lights, a great kick.
That's a clever kick, all right.
Great kick. And Harry Jones is proving prominent early as he sets up the second deliberate shot on goal. I think it's Matt Martin, is it, for Carey Park? He's a big fella. He's going to have a deliberate shot on goal from about 20 metres out, basically directly in front. To go back-to-back goals for Carey Park to put him within 1 point. Doesn't waste any time now, 20 metres out. Makes the umpire work a little bit, and that's a bad miss for the Panthers. As it goes
just about to write that one down. He doesn't miss too many.
Goes across the face for a minor score. 1 goal, 1 Carey Park, Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. 2 goals, 1 the Bustleton Magpies. Harry Jones, very unselfish on both occasions, setting up both shots on goal for the Panthers as the ball's brought in short, and it finds Austin. Good player, Austin. Had a lot of the footy early. Goes down there looking for Fleming, but it goes over his head, and the relieving mark is taken by Carey Park, outer side. Tries to come inside 50, looking for the big fella in Martin. Oh, he tries to get his big frame up. He did. He missed the ball. He was up high enough as the ball goes out of bounds, and will be thrown in right on 50. 1 kick out from Carey Park's goal. Halfway through the first quarter. 2 goals, 1 Bustleton. 1 goal, 1 Carey Park. It was Cameron v. Bill Brown. Another big fella. Cameron gets in front, just wins the ball down to no one in particular. It comes over there to Austin once again, who's had a lot of the footy early. Looking there for Mulholland. Mulholland ties up Urquhart, who's a long, long way from goal. He's on centre wing, and once again the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
Thanks to SKG. Get your scans done, SKG.
Cameron wins the ball down. Comes over there towards Parkinson. He's been good early. Gets a slick handball out there towards Sanford. Sanford tries to have a bounce. Comes over, misses his target there in Ganane. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Just forward to centre for the Bustleton Magpies, who lead by the solitary goal.
And MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
So Fleming v. Brown. Brown wins the ball down to no one in particular. Comes over there to Parkinson, who's been good. Over to Ganane. He drives the ball to the top of the square, looking for Crichton. Crichton's well spoilt there by Mitchell Russell. The ball snap on goal. Terrific effort. Hits the post by Urquhart. Moves well for a big fella. He's got a big tank. He's been down
He does.
at the
The
wing
WA
at one
Carpet
stage.
Supermarket Goal of the Year, nearly contender.
Point of the day.
Point of the day, we'll go with that, Weaver.
As Mulholland brings the ball back in and finds Hedgeland still inside defensive 50. He drives the ball long, right in front of the commentary box. It's up and under, but it's well spoilt there. Jones is well spoilt there by Joby Haywood. Terrific name for a Southwest player, isn't it? Haywood. And the ball will be thrown in. Right in front of the commentary box here. 2 goals, 2 now Bustleton. 1 goal, 1 Carey Park. The ball's won over the back there by Fleming. No one wins it down in particular. It comes to Sanford, but he's well wrapped up by Ritchie, and the umpire will once again come in and throw the ball up.
Plenty of pressure on out there, Weaver. That's just stopping these two sides from getting their normal flow.
The big fellas go at it. Fleming gets his hand around, wins the ball down, gets a handball out, but the ball goes out of bounds once again in front of Bailey Sanford, who's been terrific early, and will be thrown in. Still on centre wing, right in front of the grandstand here, SWFL Park. Early stages of the first quarter. 2 big fellas go at it. It's one down there by Fleming in the direction of, is it Jude Harrop? He slips over right at the inopportune time. He gets a handball out towards Ganane. Ganane tries to pick the ball up. It comes over to Bell, and Bell, with all the smarts, takes the ball over the line about 60 metres out from Busselton's goal. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter here. Really tight game of footy. Ball thrown back in. Brown v Fleming. No one wins the ball down directly. Comes down to Parkinson. Parkinson comes in for a second effort and then wraps up the Carey Park opponent there in Blake Hedgeland, and the ball will be thrown up right on 50. Umpire throws the ball up. Brown gets his position in front, gets the ball over to O'Brien, and once again he's wrapped up there by John Meadmore, one of those 4 players from the 2015 Premiership side.
Played in a few premierships over the years as Johnny Meadmore.
Terrific bloke, met him earlier today. Ball's one out, there it comes to Ben Ganser. He just drives the ball onto his boot. Bell's there first. He's got Mulholland for support. Mulholland puts the ball onto his boot. Is that going to stay in play? I think it is. It's come back with whatever bruise there was. Umpire's seen a free kick, and it goes the way of the ruckman for Carey Park in Bill Brown. Another terrific name. I haven't called my main name yet. I'm waiting.
You're waiting for it.
I don't want to spoil it. As Bill Brown's going to come in front of the commentary box here, looking there for Brian Hughes. Brian Hughes' second effort. He tries to get the ball away. The umpire said you had too long, and the relieving free kick will be taken by Austin, who's been terrific in this first quarter. Goes around the man on the mark, looking for Big Urquhart. Mulholland's in front. He's got numbers to support. The umpire sees that it just bounced in front, and once again the ball will be thrown in just inside 50. Bustleton's end. 2 goals, 2-14, Busselton Magpies. 1 goal, 1-7, Carey Park Panthers. The ball's thrown in. It's Big Brown v Urquhart. It comes over to Austin. He can't win. It comes over to Lawrence. Back to Brown, the big fella. It's a long way down there. He gets the ball over to Bell. The skipper comes over there to DeLallo. He could have been done. Just took a little bit too much time.
But that's good running pressure from the Bustleton side.
I think it's Mears.
I'll tell you what, this boy can play too, is Mears.
He drives the ball long down the middle of the ground, looking for the big fella. Oh, big leap there by Crichton. Been a little bit quiet early. Comes over there to Harrop. He wins the ball out. He's got numbers here. Carey Park have the numbers. Comes down the side of the ground and finds Zane Verhaaf. Working hard, the big fella. Spent most of the quarter in the ruck. He drives the ball down right in front of us here, looking for his teammate there in Lenigan. He misses a mark he should have taken. Comes over to Fraser. He doesn't get the ball over. It comes back to Hedgeland. And the umpire's seen a free kick, and it'll go the way of Blake Hedgeland. He's got players running past. Has Ritchie if he wants him short. Players in the middle. Goes to his skipper in the middle of the ground. He's going to go short once again. He's been called to play on now. He's got to drive it long inside 50, looking for the big fella there in Martin. Well, they're all going for mark of the day. It must be worth a fair bit. But the free kick's been paid, and Matt Martin will have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out directly in front.
Normally a very, very good kick of the football, Weaver.
I'm not sure how much mark of the day is today, Craney, but they're all having a crack at it,
Yeah,
mate. We might
mate,
even go
I'll
to
tell you
half-time
what,
and have a go.
For the CPR Outdoors Mark of the Day, well worth the effort.
So Matt Martin had a couple of looks on goal, directly in front, 40 metres out. It's a great-looking kick. The umpire doesn't have to move as he puts through Carey Park's second of the quarter as they go to 2 goals, 1-13 and draw level with the Bustleton Magpies 2-1-13 on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
Yeah, it was all Bustleton to start this quarter, wasn't it? And Carey Park worked their way into this game very, very nicely. Still haven't got that real free flowing because the pressure is fantastic. We come here expecting a good game, Weaver, and that's what it's setting itself up to be.
Well, if they can maintain this pressure and accuracy in front of goal, it's going to be a ripping game right into the fourth quarter. So,
and this weather holds up. Bright sunshine now. Who would believe we got rain this morning?
Well, our lovely timekeeper I met about 15 minutes ago said, don't worry about the sun will shine here all day. Didn't ya? Ball back in the middle of the ground. It's going to be Verhaaf versus Kemp. He just said no worries.
Yeah, you did it. Was that what that was? Yeah. I don't think it was.
Back in the middle of the ground. Both ruckmen are up. Kemp wins the ball down, but it goes straight towards Lawrence. He's been good so far. He gets the handball out towards LaRue. His handball's cut off. It comes over there towards his Carey Park teammate, but he's well smothered by Nathan Torrey. It's been good early. Richie, there's a lot of smothers out there. The
it's a lot of pressure.
So
that's what you want as a coach, isn't it? The 1%ers, Weaver.
Absolutely. It'll win you more games than lose you. As the ball's driven forward there looking for Brody Lenigan.
That's a chance for the mark of the day.
But over the top, I think it's Jones. Once again, he just throws the ball onto his boot looking for Martin, but the ball lands short. Wasn't the best of kicks. Handball comes out, puts Busselton under pressure here as Carey Park have the numbers. Oh, strong hit there from Ben Ganza. Knocks him off the ball. DeLallo wins the ball out. It comes over to Lawrence. Fancy foots his way around, gets a handball back out to Jones. Drives the ball in looking for Big Martin, but in front, the relieving mark is taken by Busselton, but there's been someone's injured just inside Busselton. Forward 50 there for Carey Park, and I think it's Mears.
Yeah, he copped one a bit around the ears, and he's very slow getting up onto his haunches. Looks okay, though. Just going to come to the bench. There's a bit of a Harvey Norman interchange bench. There's a bit of a protocol. As we have a bit of a delay in play. Now we're up and going properly, Weaver. We had a bit of a hiccup in the commentary box ourselves, but we're all sorted.
Nothing like a glass of water and standing on your head to get rid of them ones. Just took us about 15 minutes, didn't it? Play resumes now. Busselton driving on the far side of the ground. Looking there for Kemp, but the ball's spoilt there by Verhaaf, the other opposing ruckman, and it goes out of bounds.
He's got a big job to do, hasn't he, Verhaaf, up against the two Busselton ruckmen?
It looks like Verhaaf's got Kemp, and then when Kemp comes off, then they change, both ruckmans change. So a bit of a game plan there. Verhaaf gets his way in front. It comes over to Gadecki. The ball comes back out to DeLallo. He drives the ball down there looking for the big fella in Martin. Got in front. Ball snapped over. A snap on goal there by... Was it Mitchell Russell?
I'll tell you what, there's going to be a few highlights in this game already. There's players jumping and having a crack for it.
And it goes through for a minor score. As once again, Carey Park draw level on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard. 2 goals, 2 apiece.
Yeah, entertaining first quarter of this one. And as we expected it would be, the Harvey Norman interchange bench get a bit of a workout right in front of us here too, Weaver.
So ringing the changes, deep in time on, 2.5 minutes left in the opening quarter. 2 goals, 2 apiece. As Fraser will bring the ball back in once again. Goes on the far side of the ground, and he's got Austin, who's been terrific so far. Brings the ball into the middle of the ground, and he finds Sanford. Also been prominent in this first quarter. Carey Park closing up all options. They've got to go short, and that he does. Gets a handball on straight away. Over to Parkinson. He drives the ball in and finds Crichton. Crichton goes across the side of the ground, looking there for Ganza. He's been good. Just hooks the ball onto his left foot. He's got players out the back, and he finds him. Runs on straight away, and that is Nathan Torrey. And from the top of the square, Torrey foots through Busselton's 3rd goal for the quarter. 3 goals to 20 2-2 Carey Park on the Southwest Isuzu scoreboard.
Nicely worked then by Bustleton. We spoke about that. They worked it well, got in behind the Panthers' defence and ended up wandering into a fairly open goal there, did the young man. But, yeah, it's a bit of a fitting start, isn't it? The game is starting to open up a little bit, Weaver. It was a bit intense early on. Players are starting to find a little bit of space.
They are, and that was a terrific kick by Ganser. He just had enough time to assess the situation, get the ball over the back instead of having a set shot from 20 metres out. Just made sure that Tory ran into an open goal. So all goals for Busselton in the first quarter, top of the goal square. No pressure on them
That's
at
the best
all.
spot to kick them from, Weaver.
Well, that's the way to get maximum value for effort, but a great switch of play there by the Bustleton Magpies. Ball back in the middle of the ground once again. Kemp comes over the top, wins the ball down. Could have been taken without it. There was Harrop, and the umpire sees it that way, and Harrop will have the relieving kick right in the middle of the ground. He's got Lawrence there if he wants him, uses him, just puts the ball onto his boot, looking there for O'Brien. O'Brien's muscled out there by Fraser. Oh, terrific effort
contest
by Fraser, who to get the ball back, handball it there to his teammate, looking there for Howe. Howe wins the ball out, comes over to Crichton. Crichton drives the ball long in the direction of Cameron. He gets nudged out of the ball. Umpire doesn't see a free kick there. That was Jamie Mead, and the relieving free kick coming out towards Harrop, but the ball sport over the boundary line. Still about 1.5 kicks out from Bustleton's goal. Minute left in this opening quarter as the Bustleton Magpies lead by the solitary goal. 3-20, 2-14, Carey Park. Terrific effort there down back, but terrific down there by Fraser to set up another scoring opportunity as Verhalf comes over the top. Lawrence could have been taken without it. The umpire sees it the up of the way, and I think it's Crichton will have a shot. Has he got the leg from here? He's going to kick from about 55. He plays on straight away, puts it to the top of the square, hoping for someone to take the mark, but the only player there is a skipper in Bell. And Bell takes the relieving mark, goes short and finds the fullback there in Mulholland's. So Mulholland's still inside defensive 50, just using the ball now, deep into time on. Back to Bell. Bell goes to the outer side of the ground to find Jones. He goes short, but the ball's cut off. Another turnover there, but he regains the ball back over to Harrop. They've got the numbers here now. Gets around his player too easy. Siren just about to go. Have they got enough time here to get another goal? The ball comes out there to Carey Park.
The answer to that is no, Weaver. So it is quarter time at Beauvale Park. Very entertaining contest, this one, between two very good sides. So 3-20, Bustleton. They lead Carey Park 2-14. We'll be back after the break for the second quarter. The scoreboard, well, it is Bustleton's 3-20. They lead Carey Park 2-14 in a quarter where Bustleton had the majority of the play in the first half of that quarter, and then Carey Park worked their way back into it nicely. The game still hasn't quite opened up, Weaver. Fair bit of pressure on out there, but a pretty good game of footy to start with. Yeah,
pressure's good from both sides, so just never seen goals so easy from Bustleton. Got all their goals from the top of the goal square, so got out the back, some beautiful kicks in, assessed the situation, and Carey Park made the most of their opportunities. Martin did miss one from 25 metres out, which would have made the game even, but I think it's pretty even at the moment. Both sides are doing their best. The pressure's good. It's proper pressure across the whole field. So, yeah, look forward to another 20, 30 minutes of good footy. But so far, the game hasn't opened up, and both teams are doing what they have to do to keep themselves in the game. And the Panthers have got to make sure they are on song with that, because Bustleton are very, very good at getting that ball over the back. And you spoke about them getting goals out of the goal square. That's their plan. They want to get the ball on hand in good spots to score goals. Sometimes you'll see sides end up in the pockets. They don't like doing that. They like to have their conversion rate very good. Yeah, I'm happy with Austin's game too for Bustleton. I suppose the worrying sign, if you're a Carey Park coach or player, was that Crichton started to get his hands on the ball towards the end of that first quarter. So pushed up into the middle of the ground. He obviously been playing a fair bit in the midfield, so he's got the tank. And started to get his hands on the footy and did have a bit of a play in that last goal. Righto, second quarter action about to get underway for SEN Spirit. This is Nigel Reeves. So once again, the ball's back in the middle of the ground. Start of this second quarter with the Bustleton Magpies leading by the solitary point. Up goes Is it Joshua Fleming starts the ruck in the middle of the ground? It comes over there to Ben Ganzo, who was good early, but he took too long to get rid of the ball. And the ball's one out in the middle of the ground, and it's Gadecki for Carey Park.
G'day, Natalie.
He gets the ball over there and finds Harrop. Right on centre wing here, right in front of the commentary box. He has Reece Payne on his own, but he just holds up the play. So just looking to hit targets here at Carey Park. Early stages of the second quarter. Payne has no one to go to, so he's got to go long now. It's a beautiful looking left foot kick. Fraser gets to the front of the ball, but the ball's cut off there by Lenahan. Comes over to Austin, and he's wrapped up. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
It's going to be a test of work rate for these two sides, Weaver, to run to put yourself into position.
Verhalf wins the ball down. It comes over to O'Brien. Could have been kicking in danger. Umpire sees it that way. And O'Brien will win the...
Oh, it's 50.
So in comes Ben Ganser and just pushes his player over. Didn't think there was a lot in it. And Rory O'Brien, I've never seen him run so quick. He's going to go up to the top of the square. And he shouldn't miss from there. A bloke of all his experience. And once again, another goal from the top of the goal square as O'Brien gets the opening goal of the second quarter. 1.5 minutes in to draw level once again.
It's a massive penalty, isn't it? He was right outside 50, too far for him to kick from where he was, and the 50-metre given against him made no mistake. It's a terrific start by the Panthers.
Yeah, terrific start. Just those silly things. When you're in a tight game, they just go from having to put it at the top of the goal square to making sure of a goal. So O'Brien, he ran up there as quick as I've ever seen him, and he popped that through.
But it's it's this day and age. You just cannot afford to do that.
No, the penalty's severe now, not like the 15-metre penalties back in the old days. Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard, 3 goals, 2 apiece. Ball back in the middle once again. Up goes Fleming. Over the top comes Verhalf. Comes out there to Austin, who was terrific. Ganzo trying to make up for that indiscretion a minute earlier. Over the back it comes to Crichton. Crichton misses a ball. Bell's there first on the scene. Going to Parkinson. Parkinson gets the ball out. The umpire seen a free kick.
And another
he's called
50.
a throw.
No.
And another 50-metre penalty.
Yeah, Jackson Bell's got the 50-metre penalty, which will put him in the middle of this.
Now, surely he can't kick it from there, can he?
No, don't
He's
think
been
so.
terrific early. Goes on the far side of the ground and finds the last goal kicker in O'Brien. Centre wing, far side of the ground. He's got players loose. And he finds, is it Brown on the far side of the ground? Goes the guy short there towards Jamie Mead. And the ball sport over the boundary line. Still 2 kicks out from Carey Park's goal. So 2 50-metre penalties early in this second quarter has given Carey Park an opportunity to, at least to get a score on the board as O'Brien kicked the first one, and all of a sudden Bell from a free kick and an indiscretion down back in the middle of the ground as Verhalf wins the ball down. It comes over there to my mate Aiken Featherstone. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. Over there to Hedgeland. Comes over to Lawrence, who's been good. He gets a handball out. Comes back to O'Brien. And O'Brien.
Rory O'Brien, he's puts through his second for the afternoon. What a terrific run of quick little handballs that set Rory O'Brien up, and he was about 20 metres out directly in front, snapped it around truly, so he was never going to miss that one. And the Panthers, well, they've come out absolutely firing in this second quarter.
They sure have, as O'Brien kicks his second for the quarter. 4 goals, 2-26. Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard. Bustleton still at their quarter-time score, 3 goals, 2-20. Terrific work there in the ruck by Verhalf. Got the ball down. I think it was DeLallo.
And Kelvin Lawrence was involved. He just come off on the Harvey Norman interchange bench. He's been pretty dominant in this first bit of this game.
He's very silky with his skills. So terrific handball using the player in the best position. Ball back in the middle of the ground once again. Kemp goes back into the ruck. He wins the ball down direction of Austin. Austin slick on his feet, tries to get the ball out. Might have taken too much time, but the umpire said he didn't have prior opportunity. And once again, the ball will be thrown up right in the middle of the ground. Stuart Bovell Park, Carey Park leading by 6 points. Verhalf wins the ball down. It comes over to Austin. He's been terrific. Just chucks the ball onto his boot there in the direction of Cameron. Comes over towards Eckert.
Oh, nice pick-up.
Great pick-up there by LaRue. Gets the ball over to his skipper.
LaRue, you like that one,
I like that one as well. Comes over to Bell. The ball comes inboard now. Up the far side of the ground. Bustleton have the numbers here. Great contest there by Verhalf. The ball's chucked onto the boot. Looking there for it's the big fella in Lenigan. goes over his head. Bustleton have the numbers. They get the handball out. It comes there to John Meadmore, who's been really good early, and the ball's rushed out of bounds. Far side of the ground, right in front of Jude Harrop. About 2 kicks out from Carey Park's goal. Verhoef just limping a little bit here. That'd be a disaster for Carey Park. He's been good early in this second quarter.
Good sportsman all around is big Zane Verhoef. Very good cricketer, Weaver.
Very good cricketer. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, no.
He's a very good footballer as well, as the ball's in dispute. Tackle there by Ganser. And once again, the ball will be thrown up.
Won a grand final the week before. The next week he is playing league footy for Carey Park. So a busy work-life experience for the big fella.
Don't you dislike those guys that are good at everything? Hey?
It's just like you, so good at golf.
Comes over to Bo Clark. He just puts the ball onto his boot. Over the top. Could have been paid the mark there. Was Busselton, but the ball comes out to Bell. The ball's just driving on the foot in front of O'Brien, but in front of his opponent is the big fella in Matt Martin. And Martin will go back to kick. Carey Park's third of the quarter, 20 metres out, 45-degree angle.
You'd back him in here, a big Matt Martin.
As Verhoef comes off onto the bench, replaced by Billy Brown.
Yeah, you hope he's all right, the big fella. He's went straight to the hands of the trainers there, come off through the Harvey Norman interchange bench.
So Martin, deliberate shot on goal, makes the goal umpire work just a little bit, but I think he's done enough. And the goal umpire agrees.
I already wrote it down, Weaver, so it had to go through.
As Matt Martin puts through his second for the game, Carey Park's third for the quarter, and they just stretch this margin to 2 goals. 5 goals to 32. Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard. Bustleton yet to score in this second quarter, 3 goals to 20.
What they've done, the Panthers, they've thrown a bit of a challenge out to Bustleton. They're starting to run, they're starting to make position, and they're doing exactly what Bustleton do. Once you get it down quickly to the big fella, makes it very difficult for the defence, but it's the in and unders, Weaver, that they're doing very well. Those quick little 1%ers, those little handballs or tap-ons, that's working for them.
Very unselfish, just using the people in the right positions. Ball back in the middle again. Kemp goes over the top of big Billy Brown, wins the ball down, it comes over to Austin. He gets a handball out, holds his feet, comes over there to Bailey Sanford. He was tackled high, and he'll take the relieving kick in the middle of the ground. It's got Kemp if he wants him, but he gets the handball there to Bowman. Bowman runs past, drives the ball inside 50, looking there for Crichton. And
kick.
Crichton in front of his opponent takes the mark. And we'll have Bustleton's first legitimate shot in the second quarter on goal from about 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
That was a brilliant kick in. Put it all in Crichton's percentage mark. Still a very good mark, 9U. But he set it up nicely for him.
The early stages of this second quarter, Liam Crichton, first shot on goal, had a bit to play in their second goal of the game early in that first quarter. We're right behind this one now. He's going to cross 50, kick from about 35, 40 metres out. In comes Liam Crichton now, played his 100th game last week. Deliberate shot on goal, makes the goal umpire work just a fraction, but it's basically straight over his hat. And Liam Crichton puts through the Magpies' first goal of the second quarter as they narrow this margin to 6 points. 4 goals to 26, the Bustleton Magpies on the Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard, and Carey Park 5 goals to 32.
They needed that, the Magpies, just a little bit of a settler, but by gee, that was a beautiful bit of play all up from the Magpies when they get going forward. And Liam Crichton, when he's on. He's a great player to watch.
Terrific run there from their skipper in Bowman as well, to run off halfback, get that handball from Ganser, I think it was, or Austin, and then just gave himself enough time, ran his full measure, but gave himself enough time to deliver it to Crichton, who had just a couple of metres on his opponent, and Crichton made no mistake.
Thanks to SKG. Get your scans done, SKG. And MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there. Thanks for your support this afternoon.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. Crichton been starved of opportunities up forward, but he knows where the goals are, made no mistake.
And he did that well. He just peeled off and pushed back.
Brown up against Kemp. Kemp once again wins the ball over. Comes over to Austin, who's been terrific. He tries to get the ball out there, but it comes over to Joseph Parkinson. Comes back in there to Ganane. He just gets onto his left foot, drives the ball forward, looking for Mears. Over the top comes Reese Payne with the spoil. Back over to Mulholland. He drives the ball down and he finds Lenigan. He's right in front of the commentary box there, looking for Hughes. It goes over here. See if Carey Park have the numbers. He'll get the handball away towards Mitchell Russell, but he's rushed out of bounds there by Jackson Arbin, and the ball will be thrown in about 60 metres out from Carey Park's goal.
Dean Lomax's favourite pocket, that one this afternoon.
Are you getting all of it, Dean? Ball thrown in, comes over to Brown. He gets in front, over to Austin, who's been terrific. He gets a handball over to Arbin, puts him under pressure. Wrapped up there by Brian Hughes. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Basically in the same spot, about 60 metres out from Carey Park's goal. Kemp versus Brown. Kemp gets the ball down there to Hoffman. But once again, he's wrapped up there by Brown and Joshua Ritchie for Carey Park. And the umpire will throw the ball up once again, 60 metres out from Carey Park's goal. Brown gets in front, wins the ball down, comes over to Parkinson. He gets it to DeLello. He had time to get rid of that ball. The umpire sees it that way, and the relieving kick will be taken by the Manjimup product in Joseph Parkinson. Been good so far in this game. He goes short, and he finds Ganza just outside defensive 50. Wheels onto his left foot. Boot goes long. Brown in best position to mark. Goes over his head. Didn't really attack it. It comes over there to Cameron. Cameron gets a handball out. Comes back to Austin, who's been terrific. Back to Bailey Sanford. But the handball misses the mark. Goes past. I'm going to say it. Aching Featherstone for Carey Park. And once again, the umpire will throw it in. Centre wing right in front of the commentary box. Carey Park holding a slender 6-point lead halfway through the second quarter. Throw it in. Kemp wins the ball down. Ritchie in best position to pick the ball up. Things getting a little bit heated out there. It's a free kick's given. And it's my man, Aidan Austin, who's been terrific so far. Had plenty of the footy. Plays on straight away. Drives the ball inside 50, looking for Crichton. Great ball there by Mulholland. It comes over to Payne. Still in dispute. Out to Harrop. He just chucks the ball down onto his boot. Over to Lawrence. Over to my man, Aching Featherstone. He gets the ball out there. Comes up towards us in front of the commentary box. And Harry Jones takes the mark. He's going to go inside now. Puts his teammate under pressure, but it goes over the top of him into the arms of Rory O'Brien. He's well wrapped up in the middle of the ground by Fraser. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up just inside the centre square, middle of the ground. Up goes Big Verhoef. He's opposed there by Lucas Kemp. The ball goes nowhere as Verhoef wraps up Parkinson. I didn't quite see Joseph Parkinson. He's that big, he's Verhoef. I couldn't see if anyone was behind him. Once again, it comes over to Verhoef. He wins the ball down to O'Brien. Back to Verhoef. Ball in dispute. Fraser's on the scene there for Busselton. Wraps up my man, Aching Featherstone. And in the middle of the ground, the ball is thrown up. You
got a new favourite player, have you, Weaver?
I have. I don't know if it sounds like a headache or an ailment or something I should have discovered and put my name to it. Anyway, the ball's one out. Comes over to Carey Park through, I think it was Jack DeLello in the direction of the big fella in Brady Lenehan. But the ball's out and Ganza takes a kick. Been good, Ganza, since he gave away that 50. Looking there for Parkinson, and Joseph Parkinson takes the mark. Oh. Tries to get the handball out towards Sanford. Oh, a little bit unlucky there is my man Featherstone. And Parkinson's the recipient of a 50-metre penalty. Missed his target by a couple of metres.
Yeah, the handball went in behind, and it's a tough rule, that, isn't it?
It is. So Parkinson will have a shot from 50 metres out. I'm not sure if he's got the leg. I know a little bit about him, unless it's increased in the last couple of years. But he's going to have a deliberate shot on goal from 50 metres out. 45-degree angle. Gets a reasonable purchase on the ball. Has it got the legs? Just goes across the face of goal for a minor score.
Definitely had the distance there, Weaver. So he's done well there, but he just faded it away.
4 goals, 327 within a goal now, just under a goal. 5 goals, 232 Carey Park. Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard as the ball's brought back in. Still inside defensive 50 for Carey Park. Halfway through the second quarter, comes down onto the wing looking for Hedgeland, but he's outmarked there by Jackson Arbin. Arbin plays on straight away, gets onto his left foot, puts it to the top of the square looking for Crichton. Couldn't take the mark, comes over to Eckert. He drives the ball onto his boot.
Oh.
And the mark has been taken by Nathan Torrey, one of the goal kickers in the opening quarter. and he'll have a shot on goal from about 15 metres out, right on the boundary, to put the Magpies in front. So Nathan Torrey, goal in the opening quarter from the top of the goal square. This one a little bit more difficult as a shot on goal, but it's narrow right off the boot and just goes through for a minor score. 4 goals for 28. Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard. 5 goals to 32. Carey Park.
We are looking for a WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day and the CPI Outdoors mark of the day, Weaver. So keep an eye on them along with the Bunbury Mower Service tackle of the game.
And like every other game I've done with you, Craney, just remind me at the end, mate, and I'll agree with everything you say.
I'll just write them down there, Weaver.
The ball will be brought back in by Mulholland. He goes short once again, and he'll find Payne. Still inside defensive 50. Payne's been good. Mulholland's the same. Kept the key targets for Bustleton out of the game so far. Drives the ball long. He's going to look there for Lennigan. Goes over his head, goes over everyone's head. The umpire's seen a free kick, and it's going to go the way of Bowman. Been good today, the skipper. Set up that last goal to Crichton. Drives the ball in once again. But it doesn't get over the head of the big fella in Verhalf.
That's where you want your big ruckman, isn't it? Right in defence and filling up holes.
Verhalf goes across the side of the ground, misses his target there in Hedgeland. Puts his teammate under pressure in O'Brien, but O'Brien comes back in and lays a solid tackle. And just inside defensive 50, the umpire once again
getting to know each other pretty well over on that other side there, Weaver.
Well, I think with the physical pressure that's on, its tempers just start to fray a little bit.
That's good. That's what we need in a game. Not the pressure, but the pressure is outstanding at the moment.
As Verhalf wins the ball down.
Actually, it's a good game of footy all up because there's pressure on there, but there's also a skill level out of that pressure.
There's no time for second thoughts out there today. 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. Ball's going to be thrown in about 60 metres out from Bustleton's goal. Bit of a funny setup. But anyway, Ganane wins the ball down. He's well smothered by DeLello. It comes over to Jackson Hill. He has a bounce. He has another one through the middle of the ground. Gets it over to Ritchie. Gets the ball back. It's Jackson Hill. Beautiful run. It could be Jones here to have a shot on goal from 30 metres out. Runs into an open goal, but pushes it across the face for a minor score.
Gee, it deserved better than that. Carey Panthers run that down the outer side extremely well with precision under pressure. And we talked about that just recently.
That's a terrific run there by Jackson Hill. He's got some wheels, hasn't he?
Almost as quick as you, Weaver. In your car.
If I was on a four-wheeler or something, ball in the middle of the ground, and it's Aidan Austin. He comes over looking for Cameron, and Cameron in front of Hughes takes the mark. Goes short once again. Ooh, nearly went over the head there of Hoffman, but he takes a great mark. Had Austin running. They're going short now, the Magpies, in the middle of the ground, and it's Torrey. He's been good today, Torrey. Goes across the far side of the ground looking for Mitchell Fraser. He's got a little bit of time. Drives the ball long. Looking there for Sanford. Goes over his head. Oh, that's a terrific tackle. Umpire's seen it that way.
That's a Bunbury Mower Service contender, isn't it? Who tackled him?
I didn't think he had a lot of time, but the umpire said that he did as the ball's brought back into the middle of the ground and Bowman takes the mark. He's been terrific, Bowman. He's got numbers here if he wants. Goes long to Hoffman. Hoffman tries to get around his opponent and he could be in a little bit of trouble as it's Reece Payne. Lays a beautiful tackle there on Hoffman and will take the relieving mark. Goes long across the other side of the ground and he finds O'Brien, who's been prominent early in this second quarter. We're moving to time on in this second quarter. Carey Park holding a slender 5-point lead as the ball's on the outer side of the ground and Mulholland takes the mark for the Panthers. So just slowing it up now, 5 minutes to go. And he's missed his target completely and he's put the ball out of bounds in front of Brady Lenigan. Bustleton bring the ball back in, looking there for Cameron. He's outnumbered 2-1.
Jackson Bell, magnificent.
You couldn't get a better bounce than that. He's got numbers there. Uses O'Brien. Comes across the ground in front of LaRue. LaRue could have a shot on goal, but he decides to go short.
And take your hat off Jackson Bell on that half back line, Weaver. I know you said it was a nice bounce. That was an outstanding bit of skill for Jackson Bell to set up Carey Park shot at goal.
I'm sure he'll tell us about that after the
No
game as
one
well, Craney. As Harry Jones, he's been really good in this game so far. First quarter and this second quarter. He'll have a shot on goal. 25 metres out directly in front. A really unselfish play there by Nicholas LaRue to find Jones. Deliberate shot on goal now. In comes Jones. Makes the umpire work.
Would have
Makes
been
him
a
work
handy
too
one
much.
before half time there.
Just goes across the face of goal. So real let off there for Bustleton. 5 goals, 4-34. Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard. 4 goals, 4 Bustleton, 28. So back to a goal, the margin. Couple of big let-offs there for Bustleton as the ball's brought back in. And it finds Haywood. Haywood goes short once again, and he finds Hoffman still inside defensive 50.
In the Lomax pocket again.
In the Lomax pocket. So it's Hoffman. Could be called to play on, and he is. He just decides to drive the ball long. Carey Park have the numbers, and one of them is Jamal Mulholland, and he takes a relieving mark right in front of the commentary box. Had Brown running behind him. He's going to drive the ball long once again. He's going to look there for Hedgeland. In front, no one goes for the ball, comes over to Lawrence. It's one down there. Ganser, but once again, Mulholland in the same spot takes a relieving mark. He's got the big ruckman there in Bill Brown, and in the centre of the ground, Brown takes the mark. He plays on straight away, drives the ball long. Not sure who he was looking for there, but in front.
We'll just go around the ground thanks to Geograph Civil. We said that South might struggle up at Collie, Weaver. That might have been a bit wrong because South's 13 goals, 684 to Collie, 2 goals, 517 at three-quarter time.
Yeah, no struggle there. So that was a terrific mark there by Clark, who found Austin once again. And in the middle of the ground, Ganser misses a mark that he should have taken. He wheels onto his left boot. He's got numbers there in Bowman, who's been terrific, the skipper. Beautiful looking kick there down towards Cameron. Goal kicker from earlier on in the game. Wheels around, looking there. He has the numbers there, and he finds his teammate in Patterson. And Patterson will have a shot on goal from 40 metres out. Tight angle.
And I can tell you Patterson doesn't mind a goal either. So I tell you what, this would be a big one for Busselton, considering Carey Park had a chance down here a couple of minutes ago to get one on the board.
So Mulholland had a couple of times there to hit a target, but decided to go long as in comes Patterson, gets onto his left boot. It's a terrific looking kick. Terrific looking kick from Patterson. And against the flow of play, the Bustleton Magpies draw level with Carey Park. 5 goals, 4 apiece on the Harvey Norman Electrical scoreboard.
I'm going to put that down as a contender too. I think that was a terrific kick by Patterson. He's a very good footballer. He's been an improved footballer over the years. Played in their representative side a couple of years back, so he's definitely improved his game, and that was a terrific kick.
Terrific mark up here by Clark. Set that up, went in the middle of the ground, and the big player, Austin's been terrific so far in this game. Minute and a half left in this second quarter, so deep
I've got
in time
limited
on.
views of the middle of the ground, so I'm working on you.
Clark's mark was terrific, just thwarted that. And then he had players short, Austin out. Bowman's been terrific, set up both their goals so far this quarter, so when he gets the footy, he knows what to do. Middle of the ground, no one wins the ruck knockdown. Comes over to Kemp. There's my man again, and Austin shrugs a tackle, just drives the ball forward. Looking there, was it for Mears? He's made a miraculous recovery from getting knocked down. Wheels around now, gets onto his left boot. He's got Crichton. Has he been paid the mark? Not quite sure. We might have to go to the replay. But anyway, Liam Crichton will have a shot on goal from the pretty much the same spot he had a shot on goal earlier on in this quarter. And this will put Bustleton in front for the first time since quarter time. So great work there from Kai Mears. Comes around onto his left foot. Got a heavy knock early on in this quarter. Wheeled around and he's found Crichton from about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
I just looked at the replay. That was a terrific call by the umpires.
So in comes Liam Crichton. He knows where the goals are. We're right behind this one, Craney. 45 metres out. Beautiful looking kick. Beautiful looking kick from Liam Crichton. Terrific play there from Bustleton. Harvey Norman Electrical Bunbury scoreboard. Now they go to 6 goals, 444. 6 goals, 440 to 5 goals, 434. The Carey Park Panthers 1 goal in front, 30 seconds to go in the second quarter.
It's been a
terrific game.
It's been great finish to this quarter. Panthers had a shot for goal within 5 minutes to go. They missed that. Bustleton have whacked on a couple. They'll go in with a lead by the look of it, but they've fought back nicely, and it's just been a great game of footy, Weaver.
Sure has. And Bustleton are just making the most of their opportunities forward. They haven't been in there a lot, but when they have, they've got goals. So Patterson kicked a terrific goal.
Superb kick too, from
Crichton
Crichton and Patterson.
Ball's back in the middle once again. Kemp goes over the top of Brown. It comes over to Hoffman, tries to put the ball onto his boot. Aiden Austin's had his own ball.
That's a good mark from Mulholland as well.
Terrific mark there by Mulholland. He switches play, has the big fella in Brown, and he takes the mark still inside defensive 50. He plays on, drives the ball long, looking there for Blake Hedgeland, but over the top.
Let's give that a contender. He said before the game he was going to take one. Johnny Meadmore. Johnny Meadmore, definite contender for the CPO Outdoors mark of the game. We spoke to him before the game. He said, watch out, I've been practicing. I'm going to take a hang and win the mark of the day. Well, he's had a good contender there as he looks back up here. It is half-time at Beauville Park. 6 goals, 440. Busselton, they lead the Carey Park. 5 goals, 434. We'll be back after the break for the Hollow Beach Bar half-time chat. This is SEN Spirit's coverage of the Southwest football. Half-time, and Bustleton leads 6 goals, 440 to Carey Park. 5 goals, 434. Just to quickly around the ground, thanks to Geograph Civil. Well, South Bunbury 15,999, lead Collie 3,725. Weaver, they're not having much trouble up there, the Tigers.
They're not struggling, are they? So, yeah, a bit of a setback for Collie because they have been on the improve, but South Bunbury, I suppose for them, they start to find form, so they're just going over there, getting the job done, and they're doing it well.
Now, I've got one for you, mate. We've got a new sponsor on board, thanks to Giovanetti Firewood Bunbury. Fend off the cold with Giovanetti Firewood Bunbury. Who's running hot in this game of footy? There's quite a few names that pop up that who've done a fair bit in the game, but who's been exceptional?
Oh, for me, it's Aiden Austin. I think his first half has been outstanding. He's just got a lot of the ball, holds his feet, manages to get the ball away and break tackles. For me, he's the player that's winning it out of the centre more often than not and doing a fair bit of work around the ground. So, for me, Aiden Austin is, yeah, they got to quieten him down somehow.
He's been following on from terrific form. As I said, we spoke about him before the start of the game, didn't we, against South. He just had the ball on a string. This game here, Carey Park sort of had it in their control up until about the last 5 or 6 minutes of that quarter, and then Bustleton went bang, bang, and kicked a couple to go in with a goal lead. Yeah,
it wasn't until time on before Bustleton got the wheels on, didn't they? Because Carey Park, and they had a couple of let-offs as well, like Jones missed one from directly in front, and it was another shot on goal. It might have been Jones once again. It pushed it across the face, but that one directly in front cost them. So it's all about taking your opportunities, and Bustleton did that. They went down 2 or 3 times, got a couple of goals. Crichton got a couple. And that goal from Patterson from deep in the pocket from about 40 metres out was terrific. So making the most of their opportunities down forward. I'm
enjoying the pressure. The pressure being applied is immense, but it hasn't affected the skill level, if that makes sense, which is a sign of a good side. If you can still keep your skill level up when you're getting pressurised, that makes 2 very good teams.
Yeah, and I think they're doing it really well. The only thing that really changes with pressure is your temperament, isn't it? So whether they can hold their cool, because there's still a game of footy to be won. You just notice a couple of times there, tempers started to become a little bit frayed in certain aspects of the game, especially the tackling and the packs. So can't afford to give away any 50s and do something silly that costs your team the game, because this game looks like it's going to come down to the wire. When teams are on, they make the most of their opportunities, and when they're not, well, they've got to defend and not do anything silly to give someone an easy goal.
Modern day footy is very much like that, isn't it? You've got to hold your discipline. Because you can give away that ultimate penalty without doing too much. And we've seen that a couple of times when players used to come off to me and all I did was, but you just can't afford to do it, can you? It's too big a penalty.
Yeah, and discipline comes in all forms, doesn't it? You know, stay in your man, spoil the ball if you're behind. You know, all that stuff we get taught as young people. I don't think that's changed.
Spoil the ball? I never knew that one.
Didn't you? I did. But, you know, if you're in a position to do something, you do it. But the biggest part of discipline, too, is just maintaining your cool. And we're all at fault by losing it, but it could cost you a game. Whether you're 10 goals up or 10 goals behind or right in the game, you just got to maintain your composure and do what's right for the team, because it's not all about you, it's about teamwork. So couple of 50 metres early on in that quarter gave Carey Park a goal and then B another chance to get it inside 50 to get another goal on the board.
Sounds like you're getting your coach's hat on there, Weaver, so we better take it. This is the Hollow Beach Bar halftime chat. We're going to be back after the break for the second half of the game. Back to Beauvale Park for SEN Spirits coverage of the Southwest Football League. For those watching on the SEN app, you'll just see the magnificent mark that Johnny Meadmore took just before half-time. Absolutely sensational it was. This is the Hollow Beach Bar half-time chat. Weaver, big moments. Buckingham the Butchers inside the Bunbury Plaza always sponsor a big moment in the first half. Where was your big moment? I'm going to say Johnny Meadmore's was mine because he told me before the game he was going to take a hang. So,
well, that'll be an even bigger moment if Bustleton managed to get over the line and all his ex-teammates from 2015, and they'll know he took it. But I reckon they'll know a little bit more when he gets off. So I had the pleasure of meeting John earlier on before the game. Terrific bloke. So well done to him. That was a terrific mark. That's going to take some beating. But I just think
if you're going to take one, though, that's a perfect spot to take it right in front of the members' bar area, in the front of the coaches. So, look, he picked his spot. I reckon he did that on training. He went and took a little cross on the ground and said, that's where I'm going to do it. So Buckingham the Butchers' big moment. I'm going to give it to Johnny Meadmore for that. And injury report for SKG Radiology. Well, so far so good, and we hope it stays like that. We had a very nasty incident last week at the ground, so far so good, Weaver.
Yeah, Mears copped a knock there early on that second quarter, but he got up and set up one of the goals late in that quarter. So, and Verhalf looked a little bit proppy halfway through that second quarter, but he come off and then went back on. So no big injuries so far, a lot of rotations, but terrific game of footy. And geez, the pressure's been tight right from the get-go. Whether both teams can do that, I'm not sure, but if they let off, teams are going to score. But the pressure's been outstanding, and it's very tough game of footy, very entertaining game of footy.
That was a Hollow Beach Bar halftime chat. I was actually there, Weaver, last night and had a couple of
I can't believe it.
Refreshments. It was very interesting. It was lovely there, actually. Nice and warm.
I reckon you've been there before.
Once or twice. Roy O'Brien just come to the Harvey Norman interchange bench there too after half-time. We hope he's all right. So we're not very far away from a start for the third quarter action in the Southwest Football League clash between the Magpies and the Panthers.
He was involved in a heavy tackle on the far side of the ground just before half-time, but he looked okay coming off, so hopefully that's nothing to be concerned about because he was terrific in that second quarter. Well, he's done a fair bit of work in the first half, so maybe that's the key. Umpire holds the ball aloft. This is SEN Spirit and Nigel Reeves. Ball back in the middle. It's one down there by Kemp in the direction of Hoffman. He just drops the ball onto the side of his boot. Over there to Sanford, who was terrific in that first half. To two ruckmen fighting at ground level. Handball should have come out, but it goes back to Hoffman. Drives the ball onto his left foot, looking there for Urquhart. And Eckert takes the mark about 50 metres out from goal. Mulholland's done a terrific job on him so far. Drives the ball towards the top of the square, looking for Cameron. In best position he was, but over the top comes Mead with a terrific spoil.
You'd love that one, Weaver, being a former backman. Put chills up your spine, did it? Or is that just because it's dropped a couple of degrees?
Only difference was he was in the air, but that was a terrific spoil by Mead. Ball's brought back in as Mulholland brings it in and finds Russell still inside defensive 50. He goes short and finds Hughes. Been pretty good, Hughes, so far. Nothing to kick to, has players short, goes back across the face of goal, and it's Mulholland takes the mark about 20 metres out from defensive goal. He has Harrop on his own right in front of the commentary box and finds him. Could have played on straight away, has players short, but decides to go around the man on the mark, drives the ball long, but it's a nest of Busselton Magpie players, and Meadmore, a man who took that terrific mark in the same spot, who takes the relieving mark, goes over to Bowman, who was terrific in that first quarter. He goes short and finds Arbin. Using the ball well here. Comes across, finds Fraser, just drives the ball onto his boot. That was Tory. He gets the ball up. Oh, great tackle there on Ganzak. The ball comes back. Busselton have the numbers. Ball thrown on the boot there by Howe. Carey Park have the numbers. And it's one there by DeLello. Comes out towards Verhalf. He's spoilt there by Kemp. The two ruckmen go at it. Over to Meadmore. Drives the ball on the boot. But it's Mulholland. Misses a mark he should have taken. Puts his teammate under pressure in Ritchie. Ball comes out to big fella Verhoff. Mulholland picks himself up on the ground, tries to go the torpedo, but Bustleton have the numbers, and it's Tory who takes the relieving mark. Demands his players to come forward. He's got a player in the middle of the ground. Mulholland could have given away the free kick, and the umpire sees it that way, and then he gives away the 50.
We talked about discipline, didn't we, Weaver?
Mulholland was smarting from that mark. He just missed, which put himself under pressure. And Mitchell Cameron will have a shot on goal. It's a generous 50, isn't it? What do you reckon, 35?
Yeah.
Let's not get too hung up on it, but Mitchell Cameron will have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out.
He got marked at the top of the square, and now he's still shooting from about 40.
40 metres out. Kicked a goal earlier on in the first quarter, did Cameron. This one from a bit further out. Beautiful looking kick. Beautiful looking kick there from Cameron, courtesy of a 50-metre penalty. Bustleton put through the first goal of the third quarter. They go to 7 goals, 5-47. Carey Park, 5 goals, 4-34 on the LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard. Just undisciplined play there by Mulholland. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he was just smarting from that miss mark he took earlier.
The trouble is, we spoke about that at half-time in our wrap, Weaver. It's just those little things you just got to get out of your game. That turned an entry into the forward 50 into a goal, and Cameron, well, he's a known goal kicker anyway.
Terrific kick. Mulholland's been terrific, though. Done a really good job on Eckert. He's been outstanding today.
The beauty of Mulholland, he can play back forward through the midfield. I've seen him play in the ruck before. He's still shaking his head down there.
The ball's one down by Kemp towards Austin, tied up in the middle of the ground.
But it's one of those things, too. When you make a blue, you just got to get rid of that out of your head. It's like dropping a catch in cricket.
Back in the middle of the ground, the umpire will throw it up. Big Verhoff versus Kemp. Verhoff gets in front, wins the ball down, comes over there to my man, Aiking Featherstone. Gets a handball out, back over to Austin, who's been terrific. He's been better than that. He gets a handball out to Hoffman in space. He goes short. He's got the numbers here, but it goes over the top of the head. I think it was Cameron once again. Ball's driven on the boot, but the relieving mark will be taken by Joby Haywood right in front of the commentary box. He goes short and finds Austin. Lucky there was Harrop. He's got numbers here in Hoffman once again. Austin gets a handball to him. That's a terrific kick. And he finds Cameron once again just inside 50. Got players short, and that's Crichton. Umpire's seen a free kick here from the centre of the ground.
Not
sure what the free kick's for. There's a lot of pointing here. But the free kick will go to Liam Crichton. Kicked 2 goals in that second quarter. And then a 50 as well. So bit of confusion here. As Liam Crichton will run to the top of the square. No one mans the mark, and he just dribbles it through. And all of a sudden, the Busselton Magpies extend their lead. 8 goals, 5-53. On the LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard. 5 goals, 4 to Carey Park, the same score they were at half-time.
Regardless of the confusion, the end result is Liam Crichton gets a shot at goal on the goal line to kick his third for the afternoon. And the Magpies have come out firing after half-time.
So 19-point lead early stages of the third quarter, but just a couple of 50-metre penalties. We're not sure in this commentary box, there's 4 of us, of what that free kick was for, but Liam Crichton didn't argue, and he's made the most of his opportunities. 3 goals, a little bit quiet in the first quarter. All of a sudden, he looks like he could kick a bag.
And Mitch Cameron's been the one who's done an enormous amount of work around that forward line.
Kemp once again wins the ball down. It goes over to Osman. Hoffman's been prominent early in this third quarter. Drives the ball onto his left foot. Looking there for Parkinson. He's well spoilt there by Jones. The ball comes out to Bell. Bell's well tackled. Bustleton are upping up the pressure here.
They are upping the pressure, the Magpies.
The umpire's seen a free kick as he's deemed it a throw.
Players are going to have to take control here, aren't they, Weaver? Starting to heat up out there.
As Howe gets a handball over. It comes over there to Bailey Sanford, who was good. Ball's driven in long, looking there for Crichton. Oh, he nearly takes the mark. It's over to Eckert, the big fella. It's a long way down there for him. The ball's rushed out of bounds, about 20 metres out from Bustleton's goal. As they look to just extend this pressure they've put on early stages of this third quarter. 19 points up. LJ Property Southwest scoreboard. 8-5-53, 5-4-34. Verhoff wins the ball down. Comes over there to Ritchie. And the umpire comes in once again. He'll throw it up about 25 metres out from Bustleton's goal.
Definitely up the ante, the Magpies.
As it's Eckert v. Verhaaf. Verhaaf wins the ball down. It comes over to LaRue. Hey, I like that, don't you?
Like that,
oh, I do like that. I do like that. Richie gets the ball onto his boot, goes over the top of Hedgeland's hands, outstretched hands. Mears misses the ball, comes over there to Fraser. No, it's Ganser. And the umpire deems that the tackle was a little bit too ferocious, and he'll take the relieving free kick right on half forward. He's got a beautiful left foot. He drives the ball long. Urquhart in best position in front of Mulholland. Over the top comes Mulholland with a beautiful spoil. Harrop's there for support. The ball's chucked onto the boot, but Bustleton have the numbers here. In comes Lenigan, and 4-on-1, and Lenigan's received a free kick for a block. He's got numbers running past.
Bit of passion in the crowd too.
Fraser gets nudged out of it there by Jones. And the umpire's seen a free kick that was illegal. And Mitchell Fraser will take the relieving kick for Bustleton just inside defensive 50. The thing's starting to heat up a little bit here.
Very much so.
On and off
Very
the field.
So.
As Ganser, he's got players on this side of the ground. He comes across and finds Meadmore, the man who took that terrific mark in the second quarter.
Oh, now the umpire's gone down.
As Nathan Torrey tries to take a mark, Meadmore's kick was a little bit loose, and the umpire copped that one. That's not a bad spoil. Put that down, Croney. In comes Mears. Umpire's seen a free kick here, and the relieving free kick.
Yeah, I tell you what, I'll take my hat off to the boundary umpire. He wore one then and bounced straight back up.
So Rory O'Brien, I'm not sure. The umpire was pointing the opposite way. O'Brien will have a shot on goal from about 20 metres out. He's going to go the modern-day method and kick across his body here. Runs around now. Umpire calls play on. That's a beautiful kick from O'Brien. And Rory O'Brien puts through his third for the day. Reduces that margin now to 13 points as the Carey Park Panthers go to 6 goals, 4-40. Busselton Magpies, 8 goals, 5-53. LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard.
Most noticeable thing here is the tempo. The tempo of this game is definitely lifted. Players need to keep control, keep discipline, because the umpires are going to be looking out for this a bit, just to make sure it doesn't explode. But that was a beautiful kick by Rory O'Brien. I'm not a big fan of kicking around the corners, but I mean, he's been around for long enough to know exactly what he's doing, and there's no way he was going to miss. And you're right, Weaver, that's his third for the afternoon.
He's been terrific up forward with
He's
limited opportunities.
worked down back a bit too, hasn't he, Rory O'Brien?
It's just simmering out there at the moment. He's been a little bit loose, both teams early on in the third quarter. Simmering.
Simmering, just waiting to boil.
Like a witch's cauldron.
Is that
something
happens down to Middle Way, mate?
I've been on Google. Ball back in the middle again. It's Lucas Kemp this time up against Verhaaf. It comes down in the direction of Lawrence. Lawrence comes in hard. Back to Kemp. Over there to Harrop. He gets the ball out there towards Jackson Bell, but he's wrapped up in the middle of the ground. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Halfway through the third quarter here. Bustleton holding a 13-point lead. Lucas Kemp over the top, wins the ball down towards, is it Parkinson? He gets a handball out. The handball comes back again there to Cody Ganane. The ball goes back again. Ooh, he's met heavily there is Jackson Arbin. Parkinson once again. Hoffman's been terrific in this third quarter. The ball up there looking for Crichton in best position. And Liam Crichton takes a mark 2 or 3 metres in front of his opponent. And he'll go back from about 35 metres out directly in front to put through his 4th for the game and his 2nd for the quarter.
Yes, very dangerous up there. Right spot at the right time then. That's what happens when you play in front, I suppose. But the ball just come off a bit short. And Liam Crichton, well, as you said, aiming for his 4th for the afternoon. Started a bit quietly, but well and truly worked his way into this game of football.
Crosses 50 now to Crichton. Deliberate shot on goal. He's a beautiful kick of the footy. Umpire doesn't have to move. Liam Crichton puts through his 4th for the day. Extends that margin back out to 19 points. On the LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard, the Bustleton Magpies, 9 goals, 5-59. The Carey Park Panthers, 6 goals, 4-40. Some really slick handball through the middle of the ground there. Hoffman's injected himself into the game in the third quarter along with Aidan Austin. Joey Parkinson got a quick handball over, and all of a sudden Crichton knew when to go, 2 or 3 metres in front of his opponent.
Well, you mentioned Parkinson there too. He's been no stranger to getting the footy in this quarter. I like the fact that both sides are playing some good footy. We come to this ground expecting a good contest. That's exactly what we're getting.
Ball back in the middle again. Over the top goes Verhoef in the direction of Lawrence. Comes over to Sanford. Could have got a free kick. The umpire doesn't see it that way. In comes Parkinson. He likes it tough. Drags the ball in. How does the umpire see this one? He comes in and will throw the ball up just right of centre.
Well, he come on there and cue, didn't he, Parkinson? He doesn't mind throwing his body around.
Terrific player back for D-Mill and Tigers. Won a couple of Ferris and Best there, and he's been terrific today. But the ball's going nowhere, and once again the umpire will come in and throw it up. Just right of centre, Bustleton's way. 19-point leaders halfway through this third quarter. It's Lucas Kemp versus a big man in Verhoef. Comes over there to Jackson Hill. He was terrific in that second quarter. Ball in dispute now. Busselton seemed to have all the numbers. It comes over to Fraser. He gets the ball on the boot looking for Hoffman. Second chance, there's not one there. He's back in there once again. Comes over to Cody Ganane. Gets the ball back out. Busselton are on top early on in this third quarter. Comes over to Ganane. Back out there to, was it Jackson Arbin? He just chucks the ball onto his left boot, but the skipper in Bell relieves the pressure. Drives it down towards Brady Lenigan, but bounces past him, and in the middle of the ground, the mark is taken by, once again, Joseph Parkinson, who's been terrific in this third quarter, along with Hoffman. Goes on the far side of the ground. That's a beautiful kick. He finds Austin, just drives the ball onto his left boot, looking for Crichton. Jackson Bell stood in a real tricky spot.
That's a hard spot for a. I love Crichton. When he goes to the footy, he goes 100 mile an hour. There's no doubt about that. And I like that because if you're gonna impact the contest, Weaver, and that's what you want to do. You either mark it or you bring it to ground for your small forwards.
Two tough nuts there as Eckert wins the ball down. It goes straight to Reece Payne, but he just drives the ball onto his boot, and Fraser takes a mark in the middle of the ground. Comes inside, still outside 50, and once again it's Parkinson. He goes short, looking there for Cameron over the top. The Carey Park defenders come in. It's swooped in there by Eckert. He gets a handball. Pushing the back there to Austin. The umpire doesn't see it that way. And once again, they'll come in and throw the ball up about 30 metres out from Busselton's goal.
That was a good call by the umpire.
Our timekeeper even agrees. He agrees, 100%. Verhoef just chucks the ball, smashes the ball down. And the umpire sees a free kick, and Carey Park will take the relieving free kick through my man in Aching Featherstone. He gets a handball out, far side of the ground. He's got Mal Hollins, who misses another mark he should have taken. Out the back is LaRue, and the ball goes out of bounds. Centre wing, far side of the ground. 9 goals, 5-59, the Bustleton Magpies. LJ Property, Southwest scoreboard. LJ Hooker Property, Southwest scoreboard. 6 goals, 440, the Carey Park Panthers. Ball thrown in. Kemp versus Verhoef. No one wins it down. Comes over to Parkinson once again. He gets a handball out towards Sanford, who's been pretty good in this game so far. Parkinson's wrapped up. The umpire's going to see this, that he had prior opportunity. And I'd like to say that those two have history, and I'd be right, Parkinson and the umpire Surrell, but that's a long time ago, and I don't think either of them have forgotten. A bit hard done by there, Parkinson. I didn't think he had prior, but anyway, let's move on. As Mulholland takes a kick, drives the ball down, looking for the big fella in Verhoef, but the boundary might have beat him, and the umpire sees it that way, and the ball will be brought back in.
Thanks to MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
Far side of the ground, ball's driven long. Carey Park have the numbers here, but Eckert makes his way in front and takes a terrific mark. Wheels onto his left boot, looking there for Crichton, but in front the mark is taken by Hughes. He comes right in front of us now and finds LaRue. He's got players short. If he wants him, one in the middle of the ground, goes that way and finds my other man in Aching Featherstone, still in the middle of the ground.
I reckon they're going to be your two best today, aren't they?
I reckon. I've got to say it. And the big fella takes a mark. Verhoef in the middle of the ground for Carey Park. He's got numbers wide if he wants them. Switches play and finds Harrop on the far side of the ground. So Carey Park using the ball well here. The ball doesn't have enough in it. And Mitchell Fraser takes the mark. And a 50-metre penalty is paid. as I think it was Lenigan come in a little bit late.
Thanks SKG. Get your scans done at SKG.
So Mitchell Fraser, he's been good down back today. Solid defender.
Always is, Mitch Fraser.
Looking there for Kai Mears. Got a heavy knock as we talked about in that second quarter, but he's got up. He's a tough nut. Wins the ball out to Sanford. Sanford wheels around, drives the ball long. He's got Eckert and Cameron. The ball goes over the top. Still in play here as the ball's rushed out of bounds there by Jamie Mee for Carey Park. Right on the point post. Bustleton's way about 15 metres out from goal. Near time on in the third quarter as they hold a 19-point lead. 9 goals, 5, 6 goals, 40. Big Verhaaf versus Eckert. No one wins the ball down. It bounces kindly towards Verhaaf. Goes over Parkinson's head as he put the ball onto his boot. Comes over there to Jackson Hill, who took a couple of beautiful bounces, but the ball's going nowhere. And once again, it's Fraser who takes a relieving mark, centre wing. He's got Aidan Austin far side, and he takes the mark about 70 metres out. Still 2 kicks out from goal. Copped a heavy knock there, did Austin, but he's been terrific so far in the first 2.5 quarters of this match.
You mentioned Fraser along that half back line. He is superb along there. A real gentle. Exactly the same role as Jackson Bell plays for Carey Park. They play it very, very well, the pair of them.
Called to play on now.
Oh, you're in trouble now.
Sanford comes back to Fraser, who's on his own and takes the mark. He's got players in the middle of the ground, and Lucas Kemp takes the mark. Now he can assess the situation. He's got a bit of time. Drives the ball long, looking for Crichton. Eckert comes over the top. Had 2 chances at it. Tries to get the ball onto his boot. Crichton could have been taken without the ball. In comes Dylan Patterson. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 20 metres out from Busselton's goal. Really got to defend stoutly here. Does Carey Park. Verhaaf wins the ball down, comes over to Mulholland. He tries to get the handball out to his teammate in Bell. Bell could have been taken high.
He was.
And the umpire sees it that way. And the relieving kick for the Panthers will be taken by their skipper in Jackson Bell. He's got players short if he wants him. Hills one. He's got Harrop in the middle of the ground. Decides to go shorter and finds Mitchell Russell still inside defensive 50. He comes down this side of the ground looking for O'Brien. It goes over his head. It's missed there by Nathan Torrey. The ball's still in dispute. Lawrence wins the ball. The umpire's seen a free kick. And it goes to John Meadmore. Not sure what that one's about. Meadmore won't complain. He's going to drive this ball inside forward 50 once again. Beautiful looking kick, looking for the big fella in Eckert. He had a chance to take the mark. It comes over to Featherstone, aching Featherstone, and he wraps up. I think it's Parkinson in the middle of the ground. About 40 metres out from Bustleton's goal. It was Ganane. The ball will be thrown up about 40 metres out from Bustleton's goal as we go into time on in this third quarter. Brown got his opponent out of the way. It comes back to Brown. Could have been pushed in the back. He hasn't got the ball. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw it up. Pretty much the same position. 40 metres out from Bustleton's goal as they still hold a 19-point lead. Time on in the third. So big Billy Brown and Eckert. Eckert gets front position, wins the ball down. Comes over to my man, aching Featherstone. He just drives the ball onto his boot, and that's a great mark there by Lenigan. Right in front of the commentary box here. Beauville Park. 19-point lead to Busselton. Being told to play on now, just drives the ball long. Looking for Harry Jones. It goes over his head. Busselton have the numbers. They keep the ball in play. The umpire says it was just out of bounds. And the ball will be thrown in about 2 kicks out from Carey Park's goal. First time they've been forward to centre for quite some time. They need a goal now just to reduce this margin going into 3-quarter time. As it's Brown v. Lucas Kemp. Ball thrown on the boot. Goes to his brother there in Kelton Kemp. I like that name as well. The ball's wrapped up there by Parkinson.
You won for the names.
I am. And
yeah.
Jackson Bell, 2 tough nuts who've been terrific today. And the ball will be thrown up centre wing right in front of the commentary box. Kemp wins the ball down, but that's going nowhere as well. As Bailey Sanford's wrapped up there by Lawrence. Thrown up once again. Kelton Kemp wins the ball down. It comes over to Jackson Hill. He just drives the ball onto his boot. Comes over there to Jack DeLallo, and he hits Harry Jones.
Nicely played by Delio. He just pushed through the pack. There's a bit of an art in doing that. Read it nicely, and the kick landed to Jones, who's been very impressive this afternoon.
Needs to make the most of this opportunity. He's going to kick from about 25 metres out. He's going to do the modern day style as well. Kick around his corner, see if he can emulate what Rory O'Brien did earlier. Plays on now. Ooh, he's got more boot on that than direction. But Matt Martin, the big fella, has taken the mark on the other side of the goal square, 20 metres out.
I was going to give him a contender, Weaver, for the CPR Outdoors mark of the day, but I think Johnny Meadmore might have that one.
Well, we've got to have a second, don't we? We've got to have a second. So big Matty Martin, he's been starved of opportunities. Going to have a tough shot on goal. Goes the banana kick. I think he's done it.
Well, we might not give him that.
That is a terrific kick by Matt Martin from the boundary.
We'll have a chance at the WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day. That was magnificent, Matt Martin. Easy as you like, wasn't it?
As casual as you've ever seen. Looks like he wouldn't breathe if he didn't have to. But on the LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard, Carey Park Panthers reduced this margin back to 13 points once again. 7 goals, 4-46 to the Bustleton Magpies. 9 goals, 5-59.
Yeah, look, he's been around for a long time, hasn't he? Kicked a lot of goals over his time, and Carey Park needed that one just to keep their confidence up and running. Bustleton looked like they were just starting to move away with this game, and goes down there. The outside of the snap from Jones wasn't the best, but Matt Martin in the right spot.
Well, what a pass by Jones. That was
Are you going to pass that as a pass?
I reckon Jones would. But that's a terrific goal against the flow of play. Busselton have been on top for the last 4 or 5 minutes. It's been all up their way.
And we're still only talking, 13 points?
13 points the margin. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Brown wins it down. Comes back to him. Ooh, a little bit of candy sold there by Sanford. He gets the ball out to Mears. Mears backs his pace, drives the ball long. Mulholland's in best place to mark. He's missed a few. It comes over the back to Crichton. Crichton snaps on goal! And the responding goal for the Busselton Magpies goes to Liam Crichton, who puts through his 3rd for the quarter and 5th for the game.
Gee, we're talking about a WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day contender. That was brilliant. There was no other word for that. Outside in, read the ball beautifully and went whack. And that was a very quick answer from the Magpies.
Well, as much as we think that John Meadmore's got mark of the day, now we got some numbers in this goal of the day. That was a terrific effort there by Liam Crichton.
I think that's his 5th goal for the day too,
his 5th
which
goal.
is a pretty handy effort.
Mears showed a turn of pace through the middle of the ground, put that ball into a really tough spot.
Was it Stanford in the middle that done the couple of little balks?
Sanford, Mears.
It was a brilliant start.
So anything you can do, Matt Martin. Liam Crichton says, I'll put down 5 and raise you. Ball back in the middle of the ground. Over the top comes Kemp in the direction of Austin. Comes out to Lawrence. Lawrence just puts the ball onto the boot. Looking there for Lenahan. But over the top comes Mears to spoil that ball. Ball still in dispute. Comes over there to John Meadmore. He's been terrific today. Puts the ball outside on the far side of the ground. But Blake Hedgeland takes a relieving mark for the Panthers. He's going to drive the ball long inside 50. Looking for the big fella in Martin. Works his way to the front of the pack.
And Meadmore again.
But Meadmore takes the relieving mark.
Part of the 2015 Premiership side, which their reunion today, so he'll enjoy this evening.
Goal goes back in the direction of Hedgeland. He makes a contest, gets the ball out, comes there to Richie. Handball back out, over to Lawrence. He's going to have a shot on goal from 50. He drives the ball long. Had Harry Jones at the top of the square, and the ball goes through for a behind. Just to narrow that margin now to 18 points. 1.5 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. They need a goal here. The Panthers, the ball's brought back in quick. And right in front of the commentary box, the mark is taken by Joby Hayward for the Bustleton Magpies. He's got Tory running past there for support. Decides to go short and finds Mears. Mears has been terrific in front of Rory O'Brien, who's also been terrific for the Panthers. Still a couple of kicks away from goal. Mears drives the ball long, looking there for Crichton. Good contest, but Crichton uses his body and gets Mitchell Russell out of the way. Drives the ball on quick and finds Parkinson.
That was very clever, Weaver. There's no doubt about that. Crichton summed up that situation very nicely.
Knew he was too far out to kick a goal. Finds Parkinson, who's had a terrific 3rd quarter.
Gee, I tell you, he's been electric this 3rd quarter.
He's going to kick from the top of the goal square, 10 metres out. Joseph Parkinson should make no mistake. Casual as you like. Straight over the umpire's hat. Joseph Parkinson puts through his first for the day to once again extend that margin. And on the LJ Hooker Property Southwest scoreboard, the Bustleton Magpies 11 goals, 571, 24 points in front of the Carey Park Panthers, 7 goals, 547.
And once again, a couple of red time goals to Busselton, but if you get a chance to sit and watch that on replay, that was absolutely brilliant. Liam Crichton took a great mark, summed up the situation. Noel Parkinson, who's been outstanding this third quarter, flew in behind, opened himself up. The kick was absolute to perfection, and Parkinson puts through another goal for the Magpies.
Ball back in the middle of the ground. 20 seconds to go. Carey Park need to hold it up here. It comes to Aching Featherstone. And Austin wraps him up. And once again, the umpire in the middle of the ground will throw the ball up.
That lead blew out very quickly there, Weaver. It was back to 13 points or 14 points, not long back.
They're just doing the unselfish things. The Busselton Magpies, the ball comes out. One down there by Brodie Howell. He just drives the ball onto his boot. It's going to come over there to Richie. He wins the ball down. I think it might be LaRue.
And that is three-quarter time at Beauvale Park. A very entertaining third quarter footy. In fact, it's been a terrific game of football all up. We're looking forward to the last quarter. It is Bustleton, 11 goals, 571. They lead Carey Park, 7 goals, 547. We'll be back after the break for the final quarter action. Beauvale Park for SEN Spirits coverage of the Southwest Football League. It is three-quarter time, and Busselton hold a handy lead, 11 goals, 571 to Carey Park, 7 goals, 547, in a game that has had many, many highlights. We've seen probably the goal of the year, probably the mark of the year so far, one from Johnny Meadmore, who said he was going to take mark of the day before the game. He did exactly that. Matt Martin kicked the ripper goal, and so did Liam Crichton a couple of minutes after it. So Carey Park worked their way back into that game in that quarter, but Bustleton in red time, they've kicked some very good goals to kick away to a pretty handy lead. Weaver?
Yeah, they have, and time on's been the difference, hasn't it, in this scoreline? So Bustleton have been terrific in time on in each quarter. So I think Hoffman and Parkinson really set it up in the middle of the ground.
Parkinson was absolutely brilliant, ended up with a goal for himself.
And then, Matt Martin kicked a terrific goal. So did O'Brien just before that beneath. And Liam Crichton back forward. Within 30 seconds, the next centre bounced, decided to match Matt Martin and up him a little bit. So Crichton hasn't had a lot of the footy, but he's got 5 goals, so he's on line for another bag.
Well, he started off quietly, but by gee, he's worked his way into the game very, very nicely. What can the Carey Park Football Club do? They've got a bit of work to do in this final quarter, but one thing we know about the Panthers, they will not give it away. Final quarter action ready to get underway. This is SEN Spirit and Nigel Reeves.
It's Verhaaf versus Kemp. Kemp goes over the top. He was good in that third quarter. It's one down by Aching Featherstone. Throws the ball onto his boot. Comes over to Lawrence. Over to Richie. They've chucked their captain in Bell into the centre of the ground. He just puts the ball onto his boot in the direction of Martin. Martin comes in and lays a terrific tackle. And the ball goes out of bounds. Though the umpire's seen it as holding the ball. And Matt Martin, if he can kick it from there, he's going to have a shot from about...
He is an enormous kick of the footy, Weaver. I'd back him in to get the distance without a doubt.
So right on the boundary, far side of the ground, Matt Martin's going to kick from about 52 metres out. Terrific tackle there on Lucas Kemp. They need this one, the opening goal. It's a good-looking kick. It's going to get to the top of the goal square. Hedgley in good position. But over the top comes Nathan Torrey to spoil the ball through for the opening score of the last quarter.
Just about a Bunbury Mower serves tackle of the game then too. That was outstanding.
Well, we have to keep him in line after he kicked that terrific goal, and Crichton matched him to put himself in front. Early stages of the last quarter, the ball's brought back in by Busselton, and it finds Meadmore. Meadmore goes short once again, and he finds Arbin just outside defensive 50. Just looking for the best option now is Arbin. Arbin's going to go down towards Cameron, but the ball is spoiled out of bounds.
Couple of veterans there, wasn't it? Meadmore and Arbin. I think both played in the 215 grand final.
As Jamie Mead comes across in front of Cameron to spoil the ball out of bounds. 2 kicks out from Carey Park's goal. They need the opening goal of the last quarter just to reduce this margin and give themselves a chance. Big Verhaaf could have been held in the ruck. Ball comes down. In comes Bell, who's been put into the middle of the ground. And he wraps up the Bustleton opponent there in Hoffman, who was terrific in that third quarter. And once again, the ball will be thrown up. The half used his strength, but over the top comes Kemp, comes to Sanford. He's been good. Back to Arbin. Arbin comes down to Hoffman. He chucks the ball onto his left boot, looking there for Parkinson, who had a terrific third quarter. The Boyle spoiled out there in the way of Harrop, but the free kick will go to Brian Hughes in the middle of the ground. He comes across his side of the ground, puts his big fella, Verhalf, under pressure, but over in front of him comes Hoffman, who takes a terrific mark in front of Verhalf. Is that a contender for mark of the day? It's in the same spot, Croney. He goes short and finds Arvin.
If you think it's a contender for
we need some numbers.
CPR outdoor mark of the day, we'll put it down, Weaver.
Terrific kick there by Arbin.
I've already given it to Johnny Meadmore.
He finds Cameron. Cameron puts the ball down at the feet of Urquhart. He wheels onto his left foot, has a shot on goal. And it just goes through for a minor score. So 1 point each in this opening minutes of the last quarter. 11 goals, 6, 72. 7 goals, 6, 48. White and Emmett scoreboard. Early stages of the last quarter.
We'll go just around the grounds thanks to Geograph Civil. Big win to South Bunbury. 17-12, 1-1-4 over the Collie Eagles. 4 goals, 9-33.
You just missed my man, Aching Featherstone, who took that mark, but it comes out to Ganser. He's been good today as well. Puts the ball onto the left foot. Looking there for Crichton. Over the top comes Mulholland. Mears and Parkinson are there for Busselton. Could have got the fend off, and the umpire sees it that way. And Parkinson will have a shot on goal from about 55. He's got players short, and he's definitely got players short, and the big fella in Eckert takes the mark about 45 metres out of goal.
Only 1 goal this afternoon for the big fella. Done a fair bit of work around the grounds, but been reasonably well held.
I just think with the firepower that Busselton got, he can work up the ground, same as Crichton.
Well, they work together. That's what they do, Weaver. They don't care who kicks the goals, but if they can open up a bit of space for the others.
So Parkinson, who found Eckert there, he's going to kick from 45 metres out, nearly directly in front. Booming kick of the footy, looking for his second today. Puts it on goal. It's trying to work back. It's working back beautifully.
Everyone else was watching it. Big fella just turned around and waved straight at you, Weaver, and he said, don't worry about that because that has gone straight through the middle.
Call in the boundary umpires. Bring it back to the centre as the Bustleton Magpies, through courtesy of Ryan Eckert from 45 metres out, get the opening goal of the last quarter. White and Emmett scoreboard, 12 goals, 6, 78. The Bustleton Magpies, 7 goals, 6, 48. The Carey Park Panthers.
Yeah, thrown a fair bit out of that first 10 minutes as the Carey Park Panthers, but just the class of Bustleton coming back through there. That was a terrific mark and kick, wasn't it, from the big fella? And I said that they work together as a unit up there. They don't really care who kicks the goals as long as they're going through. They'll work hard to make a bit of space.
Between them, they've got 7 goals, so they've got Carey Park's score, so they work well as a team. Ball back in the middle of the ground. It's Kemp versus Verhalf. We've called that nearly all day. The ball's run down by Kemp in the direction of Aidan Austin, who's been terrific.
And that's been a great battle, hasn't it, for just those two ruckmen going head-to-head.
Kemp wins the ball down once again. It comes over to Bell. Gets a handball out towards Callum Beauclerk. The umpire sees it as a sling, and the skipper in Bell will take the relieving kick in the middle of the ground. He's been good today as Bell. He's going to look long. Ooh, mate, could have been 50 there, but
yeah, I think
Cameron comes in. Bell goes short and finds Nicholas LaRue right on centre wing, right in front of the commentary box.
LaRue today too.
He's been good, and what a name too. Goes long, goes over the top, looking for Jones. Jones could have been pushed out. The umpire sees it that way.
A bit of a collision off the ball.
Him and Fraser, I'm sure they'll both get up. Mitch Fraser is a tough man. Harry Jones, he's been good today. Too far out to score. Got players short. He decides to go long now towards the top of the square. Bustleton have the numbers. Missed there by Bowman. Probably the first thing he's done wrong all day. The ball's chucked onto his boot. It goes towards Fraser. He gets Jones out of the way. Comes back to Fraser. Ooh, she's tough in there. Bustleton have the numbers now. And it's Jackson Arbin. Arbin gets a handball over to Mears, and Mears runs the ball out of bounds. Umpire once again has seen a free kick. And the relieving kick will go to Jackson Arbin, just outside defensive 50. 5 minutes into the last quarter, where the Magpies at home hold a 30-point lead. He's going to go short. He finds Tory. Tory's got numbers on the far side of the ground. Mark taken there by Lucas Kemp. Kemp has Fraser. And Fraser on the far side of the ground. He's got players short. And one of them is Aiden Austin, who's been terrific today. Centre wing, far side of the ground here. Bustleton 30 points up, early stages of the last quarter.
Lights are on too, Weaver. Is that helping you?
Oh, absolutely. If it comes over here. Bustleton have the numbers here. The ball's chucked on the left foot in the direction of Crichton. He's well spoilt there by Mitchell Russell. Russell went down, could have done a knee there. He could be in trouble. Ball comes back to Sanford. He's been terrific. He wheels around. He's going to have a deliberate shot on goal. And it looks good. That. Bailey Sanford, one of those premiership players from the 2015 side, puts through his first for the day and extends that margin to 36 points. Halfway through the last quarter, White and Emmett scoreboard, 13 goals, 684 the Magpies, the Busselton Magpies. The Carey Park Panthers, 7 goals, 648.
Ton of experience there by Sanford. As soon as he realised he had a bit of space, he just wheeled onto his boot and whacked it straight through. We have a bit of injury over on the other side. There's a player getting up there very slowly, landed pretty wrong. As we watch the replay, Stanford, ton of experience. He was never going to miss that. Struggling with the lower leg by the look of it, Weaver, as he heads towards the Harvey Norman interchange bench.
Yeah, it did look good in that tackle. I think it's Russell. Mitchell Russell for Carey Park. So he's going to limp off.
He's sort of jogging off there, isn't he, in some sort of fashion. I think he's getting better as he gets towards the bench, so we hope he's okay, Mitch Russell.
So let's hope it's nothing serious as Richie comes onto the ground to replace him. But that was a terrific goal by Sanford. He's been good today. Really good play. He's got a turn of speed, and once he got around that player, he knew that the goals were there, straightened up, and made no mistake.
We're going to be having some fun finding the best on ground today because a lot of players have been putting their hand up.
Kemp once again wins the ball down. It comes over to Lawrence for the Panthers. He's well tackled, tries to get the handball out. It comes back to Kemp. He didn't want it. Down to his opposing ruckman in Verhalf, and he's wrapped up there by Ben Ganza. And once again, the ball will be thrown up in the middle of the ground. Verhalf wins the ball down. Ball's chucked on the boot there by Jackson Hill. Comes over to Harrop. Harrop wheels around, goes short, looking for Harry Jones, who's been good today. But in front of him is Nathan Torrey, and he takes a terrific relieving mark just on defensive 50. Been good today, Torrey. Plays on now, right in front of us. Looking there for Kemp. In front is Verhalf. Kemp gets his handball over the top. Comes to Arbin. Comes over there to Dean Clark. Over there to Mears. He's been good. He could be run down here. Mears is in trouble. And the umpire sees it that way. That's a terrific tackle.
Mate, that's a Bunbury Mower Service tackle of the day because he's worked very, very hard. I think
it's my man.
It's LaRue, all right.
LaRue. And then drives the ball down. Could have been dealt with after his kick. And here's my other man here, Bob, in Nathan, what's his name? Enrique Aching Featherstone. How could I get that wrong? He goes short. He's got players in the middle of the ground. Plays on straight away. That was Jamie Mead. He drives the ball long looking for Jones. And he's been called that he's got his opponent out of the way illegally. And Tory will take the relieving free kick. He goes short and finds John Meadmore, who's been terrific all day.
He's been among the best, definitely, hasn't he, Johnny Meadmore?
Got players short, puts his player under pressure in Arbin, but Arbin takes a terrific mark in front of Richie.
Would have done that a few times over the years.
So back in Dean's favourite pocket as Arbin gets onto his left foot, drives the ball long, looking there for Fleming, goes over his head. It comes to Jamie Mead. He gets a handball out, puts his teammate in Harrop under pressure, comes over to Austin, who's been terrific. Things just getting a little heated in there at the moment as he's tackled there by Jackson Hill. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Ball's one down there by Fleming. Shark there by Richie. He just chucks the ball onto his boot and it goes out of bounds. And the free kick will be taken once again by one of those four players from 2015 in Arbin. He switches play, looking for his teammate in Fraser, puts him under pressure. Jones just misses what he could have spoiled, but Mitchell Fraser takes a relieving mark. He switches play. He's got numbers out here if he wants them. It's taken there by Tory. Tory decides not to bounce, goes down that side of the ground, the far side of the ground, looking for Mears. Could have got a free kick. Comes over to the Ganser. Carey Park have the numbers. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Centre wing, far side of the ground. 36 points up, the Bustleton Magpies. White and Emmett scoreboard, 13 goals, 6, 84. Carey Park, 7 goals, 6, 48. Ball's thrown up on the far side of the ground. Jackson Bell comes in, tries to get the handball away, but he's well tackled, and the ball once again will be thrown up just right of centre. Carey Park's way. They need a goal. They need it now halfway through this last quarter. Lucas Kemp comes over the top. The ball's just chucked onto the boot, but Tory takes a relieving mark just outside defensive 50. He's got Bowman wide if he wants him. Puts it in the middle of the ground, asking a lot of Joseph Parkinson. The ball's one out to Meadmore. Meadmore gets it back to Parkinson. He drives the ball long, looking there for the big fella in Eckert. And Eckert takes a terrific mark and will have a shot on goal from 30 metres out for his third of the game.
Yeah, starting to put the stamp on the game, the Magpies now, aren't they? A bit of space. Carey Park, well, they've toiled pretty hard throughout the afternoon, but the Magpies, very, very classy.
So Eckert has got to run up longer than he has to kick it, but he
Kyle
knows
Mears
what he's doing.
Comes to the Harvey Norman interchange bench for a bit of a spell. Got a heavy knock, as you said.
Ryan Eckert, 30 metres out, directly in front. Makes the goal umpire work a little bit. He might have done enough. He has. As Ryan Eckert puts through his third for the game, second for the quarter.
Have we got a sponsor for a celebration after a goal? Because Ryan Eckert should get it. No doubt about that.
I'm going to have to take your word for it. I've got a little bit of a obstruction here in front of me, Croney. But
well, that's the side I can see, so that's all right. But that was a very good finish by the big fella. As we watch anybody watching the app, the SEN app, will see the replay of Ryan Eckert sneaking it through there. So it's a nice little celebration from the big fella. He's got 3 for the afternoon. Liam Crichton has 5. They're 2 of the leading goal kickers in this competition, so they have a nice little contest within themselves.
White and Emmett scoreboard. Not sure about those numbers. 14 goals, 6, 90. 7 goals, 6, 48. Carey Park. This game deserved a closer margin than that. Busselton have really opened it up. As Lucas Kemp in the ruck wins the ball down. It goes towards Jones, and he's been taken high and will take the relieving kick in the middle of the ground. He goes wide and finds his teammate in Richie. Richie comes over to my man, Aching Featherstone. He just flops the ball onto the boot, and Martin gets his opponent out of the way and takes a terrific chest mark and will have a shot on goal from 45 metres out, basically directly in front.
Yeah, he just said move out the road, the big fella, and he said I'm coming through, and you'd like his chances from here for his 4th for the afternoon.
He's been good with limited opportunities, Martin. Kicked a terrific goal in that third quarter. Deliberate shot on goal, 40 metres out, basically directly in front. In comes Martin. Doesn't waste any time, just does enough to get it over the umpire's hat. And the Panthers get one back. 7.5 minutes to go in this last quarter. 8 goals, 6. 54, 14 goals, 6, 90. The Busselton Magpies on the White and Emmett scoreboard.
Thanks to Hyundai for your support this afternoon, and Cash for Cans. If you ever drop a couple of cans in, Weaver. So it's been a terrific afternoon of footy down here in Bustleton. There's a big concert on tonight too. Weaver, you're heading across?
Oh, I think I might go over there for a, I don't know, what do they call them these days?
Bit
Bob?
A rave.
A rave.
Bit of head-banging music
I'm
for you,
having
mate.
a bit of fun in here, actually. I reckon I'm going all right.
We've done well this afternoon. Thanks to our timekeeper for letting us in here.
Back in the middle of the ground. It's Hughes up against Kemp, but the ball's going nowhere as in comes Bell. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up in the middle of the ground.
MGIB, like a good neighbour, MGIB is there.
Ball goes up. Payne wins the ball down. Comes over towards Bell. Still in dispute in the middle of the ground. Out it comes to Richie. Could have been taken high. The umpire sees it that way. And Joshua Ritchie will have the relieving free kick in the middle of the ground. My man Aching Featherstone. It's a ailment, isn't it? Looking there for Big Martin. Could have been held out of the play. Umpire sees it that way. And Matty Martin. Has he got the leg from here, Craney? He's going to kick from 55 metres.
Most definitely. I've seen it before, but he's also hurt his shoulder a little bit there too as a big fella. But there'll be a... No, there's a turnover. Oh, the ball has been turned over.
So Bowman wins the free kick. We're not sure what that was about, but he finds his teammate in Meadmore. No one on the mark for Meadmore. Plays on straight away. Comes over there towards Bell. Carey Park win it through Jamie Mead. Mead gets a handball over. Back to Jackson Hill, and he's wrapped up. 1.5 kicks out.
Time for you to
Carey
start
Park's
thinking
goal.
about our WA Carpet Supermarket goal of the day too, Weaver. So keep an eye on that one. I know you write it all down as you go.
Yeah, of course you do. The ball's one down there by Payne. Over to Arbin, who's been terrific all day. Umpire sees that he was held without the ball. And Jackson Arbin will take the relieving free kick right on defensive 50. He has Meadmore short and finds him. Goes back to Fraser. Just using time as we're nearly about to go into time on in the last quarter here. Fraser has players in the middle of the ground, and he finds Arbin once again. Arbin comes down to Tory. Tory goes wide, looking there for Ganza, and Ganza takes the mark on far wing. Comes inside and finds Sanford. Bustleton have numbers everywhere here at the moment. Sanford goes down and finds Parkinson. It's not Parkinson, it's Cody Ganane on far side. He wheels down onto his left. Short looking kick, looking for Crichton. Bounces at his feet. In Crichton comes again, could have been legged. Then he could have given away the free kick. There's a lot going on here. Defensive 50 comes out to Bell. Over to Mulholland. He's tackled there by Crichton. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 40 metres out from Bustleton's goal.
Yeah, Parkinson just come to the Harvey Norman interchange bench there, Weaver. He's had a fantastic last half.
He's been terrific.
Your man from Manjimup.
My man from Manjimup. Serbia at the canteen today. There you go. Ball's one down there, comes to Howell, but it's one over there to Bell. My man Featherstone gets a handball out to no one in particular. And Connor Gadecki is wrapped up just outside defensive 50.
Starting to get a bit dull out there for the players as well.
As we head into time on in the last quarter. Very big lead here to the Bustleton Magpies and the White at Emmett scoreboard. 14 goals, 690. Umpires called play on. And Bustleton through Crichton, I think, put through a minor score. So 14 goals, 791. 8 goals, 654.
There's some pretty weary players out there, and so they should be. This has been a fantastic game of footy. They've put a fair bit of pressure on, even though the scoreboard doesn't sorely read that, Weaver, but the game has been better than that.
Oh, it sure has. The pressure's been terrific as Mulholland takes the mark inside defensive 50, goes long. Meadmore in his spot where he took that terrific mark. Comes over there to Jack DeLello. He gets the ball up and finds Hughes. Hughes gets the ball on straight away. O'Brien, he had Martin on a good lead but misses his target. Martin gets the ball back. Ball hits his feet and goes out of bounds about 20 metres out from Carey Park's goal. A terrific game of footy. The margin doesn't suggest that, but this game has been terrific. Some terrific goals. Meadmore took one of the best marks you've seen for a very long time. It's just been tough. Some undisciplined play, but nothing too savage. No big injuries.
I think that's a credit to the players too, because they've kept their cool.
Ball's one down once again and rushed over the boundary line by Bailey Sanford.
He's been pretty good too, Bailey Sanford. Lost nothing over the years.
It's hard to find a player that you can't talk about highly in the Bustleton Magpie team. They've all done their bit today. The ball will be thrown in about 25 metres out from Carey Park's goal. Reece Payne up against Joshua Fleming. No one wins the ball down, but the umpire's seen a free kick. Play on advantage now. Aidan Austin, who's been terrific. That's a great looking kick, and he finds Cameron right in front of the commentary box. Player short if he wants him. He's holding the ball up, trying to find the best option. He's going to go long, straight down the wing, right in front of us. Mulholland in best position. Over the top comes Crichton. In comes Bell. In comes Crichton, and the ball's tied up. Centre wing, right in front of the commentary box. 3 minutes to go in this game.
There's two players that don't give an inch, do they? Crichton and Bell.
37 points leaders, the Busselton Magpies on the White and Emmett scoreboard. Ball one down by Payne. It comes over there to Jackson Hill. Out to Joseph Parkinson, who's been terrific. Just chucks the ball onto his left boot. Carey Park have best position here. It comes over to Aching Featherstone, but the umpire's seen a free kick, and it'll go away of the Magpies, and it'll go to Cameron. Too far out to score, goes in short. got players here in Kai Mears. Mears could have played on.
Well, he thought about it, didn't he, did Kai Mears?
Has he got the leg from here? He's going to kick from 50. Slide angle.
No, he'd be looking inside. He'll be kicking for 55, I reckon, Weaver. Man on the mark is right on the arc.
Top of the goal square. Can anyone take a mark to beat Meadmoors today in that second quarter? Kai Mears, he's been terrific today after a heavy knock. Umpire's seen something here.
Not quite sure what happened.
I think he's going to reload, reset. And once again, Kai Mears will have another kick. He'll put it to the top of the square. That was just a practice run. He's been good today, Mears.
How far did he kick that one for a Weaver? I didn't quite see. But
Bob said 55, so he's got his leg.
We're going on Bob this afternoon.
He's been terrific. That knock he copped in that second quarter
Former
was
Claremont League player too.
Mears?
Yeah,
Bob? Yes. Yep. We've got to know him. Very tight space up here today. Kai Mears, couple of minutes left in this game. He's going to kick from 55. Decides to go short. He's got Crichton in the pocket. Over the top comes Mulholland to spoil the ball. Back to Crichton. Back to Mulholland. And Richie rushes the ball out of bounds. About 20 metres out from Bustleton's goal.
Yes, I agree with you, Bob. It is starting to chill down up here.
14 goals, 791. The Busselton Magpies. 8 goals, 654. The Carey Park Panthers. White and Emmett scoreboard. 1.5 minutes to go in this game. The ball's thrown in. Fleming goes at it, wins the ball down, comes over to Mulholland, comes to my man Aching Featherstone. I'll get one more in. Over to Harry Jones. He gets the ball to Richie. Richie goes short, looking for Lawrence. He misses a mark he should have taken, just puts the ball under the boot, and the ball goes out of bounds.
A lot of players right in front of the Bustleton members stand.
Right in
who
front
were
of the
looking
members.
for deliberately, but they said no way.
Right in front of the members, and it sounds like they agree with that decision, and the umpire will throw it in once again. Over the top comes Payne, wins it down in the direction of Lawrence. Could have been held, was Lawrence, and the umpire sees it that way. He's got my man Featherstone short if he wants him. Goes even shorter than that and finds DeLello in the middle of the ground. Player short once again, misses his target, puts his teammate under pressure, and Hill. Oh, beautiful dummy
done.
out by Hill. Gets a handball to Harrop. Drives the ball long in the direction of the big fella Martin. Over the top comes Martin. Bustleton have the numbers here. Comes to Kemp. He just drives the ball onto his boot, and he might find Meadmore. Could have been interfered with. The umpire doesn't see it that way. Comes over to DeLello, and he's wrapped up right in front of the commentary box, and the ball will be thrown up once again.
Just about all over, is it, Weaver?
7 seconds to go. I think Bustleton have done enough. Yeah. The ball's one down by Payne. It comes over to Mears. He chucks the ball onto his left boot.
And that is it. Final score here at Beauville Park. Busselton 14 goals, 791. They haven't defeated the Panthers 8 goals, 654. We're going to take a quick break and then wrap it all up.